Hello there. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? Who do we got in here? We got WLEX, we got Celsadine, Albert's here, Warrior's here, David is here, Hone is here, Zinchi is here, Schlussman is here, Zico's here with the FBI open up sound. Let's go. Rocking some of the new merch today. Check it out. Little Sam the Raid Man rope hat. Big fan. A little Sam the Raid Man hoodie. Thanks, man. I'm a big fan.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, this is the end of our first ever 1 week free-to-play challenge, and I think it went pretty awesome. Obviously, some things to tweak. We're going to talk a lot today about feedback, things that we're going to improve, what our next challenge might look like. But mostly we're just going to review the results of the challenge. So let's see. Who do we got? We got 13 over there on Twitch and 3 on YouTube. Is that right? So not near as many people on YouTube. So we'll give everyone a little minute to trickle in. We'll start with the feedback part, and then we'll we'll build up to the final results. Don is here with the Prime sub. Don, you're the man, dude. I love it. More Bezos bucks. Subscribe for 4 months. Love it. Let's go, team. We're after play. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So let's start talking some of the feedback for the free-to-play challenge. So, as you guys know, we had 12 competitors. We kind of had one back out and one sub in. But our 12 competitors were Don for Team Raft to Play. Johansson was Team Bambus. Exter was Team Harvest Jack. Yakapil was our sub for Basilius, since Reroll Raider wasn't able to finish the challenge. Zico was Team Narma. Leo was Team Manaya. Glizzy was Team Tholen. Sam, unfortunately, was Team Karato. Myguard, Eleanor. Raid Stuff, Krokmar, Shadowcon, Corvis, and Z-Salt Wither. So we're going to go through a ton of different feedback, because I think it's all very interesting about these 12 starter champions, and we might tweak our ratings of them. Because if you look at the best start in raid document, is that in caps lock? Okay. Best start in raid document. This is the order we have them in, and we might shake this up some. You're good, Don. You said still waiting on my merch. Damn, USA's on the other side of the world. Takes ages to get here. That's funny, because I ordered 5 things as my merch, and 4 of them came in like 2 weeks. And then one of them, it's coming from the other side of the world. So the beanie that I ordered, if you guys haven't seen my merch, first of all, what are you doing? But I ordered all the hats, basically. So I ordered this hat, I ordered the beanie, and the bucket hat. So I got the white rope hat, the beanie, and the bucket hat. And these came, and the sweatshirt and the shirt came, but the beanie is taking forever, because I guess it's coming from somewhere over in Asia, perhaps? Doing the same, grabbing some drinks and food. You're good. We're going to give everyone a minute to trickle in, since we're still chilling around 20 people here. But yeah, so we did have some fun team names, so I might tweak those. So Karato was Who Gives a Fox? Raf was Team Raf to Play. Bambus was Team Bambus. Corvus was Corvus Colt. Wither was Team Wither. Norma was Team Norma. Basilius was Basilius. Eleanor was Team Ellen Useless. You can tell how Myguard felt about that. Tholen was Team Swollen, because he's so swole. And Krokmar was Team Krokmar. Harvest Jack was Harvest Jack is back. Yeah, I think that's it for the team names. So I thought those were fun. I don't think we're going to log into many people's account. I think we might just log into the winners account and kind of take a look just to see overall winners. So I haven't entered all the scores. So honestly, I legitimately don't even know who has won yet. So want to talk about some of the feedback. Don's back. Let's go. I want to talk about some of the feedback we got. So this I thought was interesting. We did a Discord poll amongst the 12 competitors. I said basically drop the emoji of the number you'd rate these champions 1 through 12. So if you think Corvis is number 1, you put number 1. So I think we can see them here. So Corvis received 4 number 1 votes and 2 number 2 votes. Armor received 3 number 2 votes and 3 number 3 votes. And so it just added them all up and divided them basically. And I did verify the math is correct. So like some of these people only got 4 votes. No, only 6 of us voted, so it's not full information. But I do think it's interesting because this has Corvis as number 1 based on R12's opinion after a week. Narma and Tholen kind of tied for 2 and 3 based off of our votes. Harvest Jack 4th. Krokmar, Bambus, Wither fell way down, right? So we have Wither at 4, and she fell way down to 7. Manaya, surprisingly high. Basilius, Eleanor fell a lot. She was at 8, now she's at 10. Rathmatab and Karato were at the bottom like we suspected. They're very close, 10.8 to an 11. But yeah, I thought that was some interesting context based off of all of our competitors. So I do want to show you guys the scoring system. We can slowly start to put in our results. If any of the competitors are here, I would love to log into your account. So if you haven't sent me your login info, please do so now. Okay, so let's grab free-to-play handy dandy leaderboard, which we created recently. I've been doing a lot of creation recently. Ooh, cheap viewer streams. Boo, thank you. So helpful. Zinchi's back. Let's go. All right, so we're going to do some score entries and update. So this is as of last night. So this is not the final results. This is last night's results. As of last night, Team Wither was in first. Now, we do have a small potential scorekeeping error, but I think we'll kind of manually correct that. So this was last night's results. So Wither, Corvis, Rathmatab, Krokmar, Bambus, Harvest Jack, Narma, Tholen, Elenaro, Karato, Basilius, and Manaya. So let's start doing some score entries. And scroll over here. So we can start with myself, because I know I'm not going to be in first. So my final best key in Clan Boss was 2.99 million on hard Clan Boss, and I did that like 10 or 15 minutes ago, but right before the stream started, basically. I finally got an amulet for Taurus and maybe Karata. No, someone else I got another amulet for, and so I put a little more gear on them and then ran. Today I had a very productive day in Arbiter missions. I got up to 168. So you can see that this is supposed to be a 9th in Clan Boss as of now. It's only going to get worse as we put more people's scores in. Arbiter, this is in 3rd, which sounds good, but I haven't put in the other 11 competitor scores from today. Although, to be honest, I doubt we received all 11 results because people have been a little bit slacking on sending their results in. For arena medals, we have a medal conversion calculator that I've entered. So let me show you guys how it works. Basically, the total metric is gold medals. So a bronze medal is worth a 1/4 of a gold medal, which is how it works in the Great Hall. Silver medal is half, gold medal is obviously gold. And then these are the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 upgrades are based off of how many gold medals they cost. So 50 bronze is equal to 12.5 gold, so on and so forth. The only weird thing we have is, I'll give you an example. So for myself, I have 5 tier 1 upgrades and 3 tier 2 upgrades. But it still costs these medals to get these tier 1 upgrades, so I just have to add those back in. So it's 8 that are at least tier 1 and 3 that are tier 2. So I'm just manually doing that difference. I have 1 bronze medal sitting in there and 8 silver medals. And we can verify all of this, but I promise you it's not going to matter because I won't be near the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 2 tier medals, 1 bronze, 8 silver. So I just pulled all this information over. Gosh, I have so many tabs now. So that puts me at 216.75 gold medals, which is pretty good. That's 31 today, which again, as of the moment, puts me in second. Feels good. All right, so Dragon, we pushed from Dragon 12 to Dragon 15. So again, good progress. I did, it took me 11 minutes and 51 seconds, so it was slow, but we beat it. From Dragon 7, we pushed through Dragon 9 with a 2:42 runtime. I actually farmed a lot of Dragon 9 today because I was missing a lot of accessories. I only got 1 6-star champion, which is sad. Definitely should have gotten 2. I did some solo runs with Karato on Brutal 12-3, and I got down to 37 seconds, which feels good, but then I'm still only in 7th, and that's before. So we'll save that. So if the competition were to end and I got an extra day, I would finish in 5th. That's exciting. That's the highest you're going to see Team Karato. So go ahead and take a screenshot, and let's call it here. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Glizzy's here. What's up? Frogman is here. Raid stuff is here. Let's go. Maybe able to donate. Maybe do a $100 donate for the series today or tomorrow. Okay. If you do a donation tonight, we can start the series with $100, and we can do that on stream. I'm taking a wild guess and saying Karata's going to be 9th. I think 9th or 10th, WLX. I think that's a good guess. Obviously, I haven't seen everyone's results. I was grinding today. Some people, I'm sure, were slacking today. So we'll see. All right, let's do Dawn next. So score entry for Raf Matab. Dawn was also level 42, which I'm very jealous of. 4.53 on Brutal. I have you as 4.67. Oh, that's on Hard. That's why. So 4.53 on Brutal. And we have a scaling system. There is an issue with the scaling system. So the way that we did this was kind of just hypothesizing how much more difficult it is to go to the next one. So 1 million on easy is equivalent to 1.7 million. Sorry, 1 million on normal is equivalent to 1.75 million on easy. So each one has a difficulty increase of 1.75 higher. And that makes sense and all, but then I noticed with Yakapil's score, he had a, so that's Brutal, we'll save that, we'll come back. For Basilius, he sent in his scores earlier. So he did on normal 3.05 million, which is where equal to 5.34 million, puts him in 10th. But then his easy key was, why can I not see it now? Oh gosh, 15.16, which puts him in 5th. So basically easy should have been scaled lower. So we're going to use the hard scores that we've got, because I think that's more emblematic and accurate. But yeah, that was a user error, I guess, on my part. Sean's here. What's up? What's up? Hello there. All right, so we're back down at Dawn's. 4.53 on Brutal. Arbiter missions, 144. And then Arena, we got to do his medals. Tier 1 upgrades is 9. Tier 2 upgrades is 2. So that's really 11 and 2. 0 bronze medals and 5 silver medals. So Dawn has 215 gold medals. That's a very productive day. About 39.5 more. Dragon, he got up to Dragon 17, Dawn. That's nasty. 630. Spider 10, that's nice. Spider 10's a great place to farm. I wish I could have got to Spider 10. I think with Deacon I could have. And he's got 3 6-star champions. Dawn, you're an animal. With a 7-second clear. Wow. Dawn, third, second, first. Some people might catch up to you. Wait, that's 0.07. That is incredible. Wow. Shout out to Dawn. All right, Cult of Corvis, don't let me down here, ShadowCon. Brutal, 5.97. Currently in first. Arbiter missions, 150. Not a lot of medals for Cult of Corvus. 2 tier 2s, which means we have 2 tier 1s as well. 0 bronze medals, 82 silver medals. So I guess you could have made some upgrades. 141 in terms of gold medals. Dragon, 15 450 is still accurate, and 10 839 still accurate. 1 chance. Yeah, so all of this is still accurate, so no major progression here. But if you guys are unfamiliar with the scoring system, it is over here. Whoever gets first in Clan Bus is worth 21 points. So these scores are tripled. Top 7 in every position scores, every category scores. Arbiter missions and arena missions are doubled. And then Dragon, Spider, 6 stars, and Brutal 12-3 are all single points. Basically saying these are the most important 3 categories on a new account. So how good your starter is at Clan Bus is more important than how good they are at Spider. How good your starter is at overall Arbiter missions is like a good test of overall skill and versatility. And then Arena, those are your 2 most important areas, Clan Bus and Arena early game. So, Team Corvus might still be in it just based off of that clan boss. So, let's move on to... Let's first check chat, since I can't look at all of this at once. You can log in my Krogmar. I don't know if I need to log into everyone's account, but I think I'll just log into the winner's account, so we will see who that is. Don's my hero. Don is the man. Just no life. No, I mean, it's impressive, dude. In Shadowcon's defense, I was not the most active for 2 or 3 of the days. Got you. Yeah, that's totally fair. No negative talk. We're giving you props. Exactly, Don. Just take the compliment. Leave it at that. Cool. So let's keep moving. That was Shadowcon. So next we have Team Wither, which is Zsolt. 3.45 million on Brutal. Nice. Arbiter missions 186. Big dog. Oh, that puts you ahead of me. That sucks. What did I have? 185? Oh, 168. You put me way ahead of me. Goodness gracious. All right, arena missions. This is a cool little guide. I'm happy with this converter. Turned out well. So 5, which and he even included at least tier 1 is 7. 1 tier 2 and 1 tier 3. Hello. That already puts you in first. Bronze medal 0, silver medal 78, gold medals 14. That feels like our arena winner right there. 253 gold medals. Team Wither out of nowhere. Dragon 15, 5, 33. I can see my 5th place spot already disappearing. 9, 4, 45. This is what I have to do every night. I did this for about an hour every night, putting all these scores in. 6 stars to a 28-second clear. You got 1 second faster. Let's go. But that's good. That's got you in second currently behind Dawn. All right. Second in 12-3 runs, by the way, not total. Narma, my nemesis, 8.04 million in Brutal, puts you in first over Corvus, which is sad. Arbiter missions 113. Tier 1 upgrades is 2 and 2. Bronze medals 21. Silver medal 17, which is one of the shortcomings for Narma, 113.75, which is a lot of progress since your previous day. So I don't know if that was just a time submission type thing. Yeah, definitely lacking in the arena. Dragon, 15. 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Spider 9, 214. 6 stars 0. Fastest 12-3 is 104. 0 6 stars is very interesting. All right, Bacilius, our last minute sub. So we're going to use 3.8 million on normal or 3.34 on hard. Hard will scale better. So 3.34 million. So this is his actual score, right? This is what we're going to go with today. 10.23 million. But if we use his easy number, then that would push him all the way up into 5th. Not by a ton, right? Because hard is a good score. But that's what it is. It's 10 instead of 18, basically. Because this is saying 3.34 million is only equal to 10 million on easy, which makes sense. But then the scoring system would say that that's not. It's better on easy. 97 Arbiter missions. 5 tier 1 upgrades. 20 silver medals. 72.5 gold medals. Dragon beat stage 13. That's nice. 8 minutes and 27 seconds. Beat 6 in 3:28. That's the same. 1 6-star champion and a 29-second clear. We got a 28 and a 29-second. That's impressive. Tight gap there. All right, Team Bambus. You guys ready for this? This is electric. This was Johansson. We got a highest CB key of Brutal 6.27 or Nightmare 4.61. Nightmare 4.61 is incredible. So I think that one's going to end up being higher. So that is a 33.5, if I'm reading that correct, or 33.6. But I think 4.61 million. On Nightmare. Yeah, that's better. That puts him into first, actually. So, does that make sense? Brutal 6.27. Narma did 8.04 million in Brutal. So that's a potential like shortcoming in the scorekeeping system. But I think at this one we kind of just got to stick with it. Crime Fighting Beavers here. Hello. Wranglers, off topics, question, sorry. Technical question on Katoon, Demitha plus Deacon plus 2 DPS. Clanboss team can't figure out how to push the stun to DPS. Katoon runs out of the block damage buff right before the stun. Stun targeting is a nightmare, Wrangler. There is a Deadwood Jedi article on it that I have never started to like try and replicate. I can send that article, but it's stun targeting is a nightmare, dude. I'll send it in the chat. What I tell everybody is avoid stun targeting unless you hit can't. It's hard to convert CB difficulties. Some early teams will demolish early CB but won't do anything to a higher level. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe we just use the brutal key because then we can't blame the scaling issue. And you don't have to worry about submitting a nightmare key. Because like I think it's fair enough to say from a commissioner standpoint, like wherever Bambus is. Bambus did 6.27 million on Brutal, and you did 8 million on Brutal. So you straight up you beat him on Clan Boss. So I think that makes sense, and it's not like second is bad at all. So we'll use that one. So Bambus 168 on Arbiter missions. 5 tier 1 upgrades, including the silvers, 2 tier 2s, 1 bronze medal, 85 silver medals, and 12 gold medals. It's 117.5. Why is that down? Why is that down from? Am I looking at the wrong team? Let's look at the previous day. Previous day was 3 and 2, so that, oh, I didn't add those 2. There we go. My bad. Yeah, that's what it was. So 3 and 2, 185 and 12 is 192.25. Dragon, highest one, no change. Spider 12, 659. 6 stars, 1 champion. Fastest brutal clear with Bambus is 152. Okay. So second, third, fourth, first, 7th. So we scored in every area. I do want to double check one more thing with the leaderboard because we might need to tweak the scoring. The way that I'm doing it is if someone ties, they both get those points. I think we added that in, but we'll have to check. So like if you didn't finish one. Wait, it's by categories. So 6 star. Yeah, so this should all be everyone gets the same amount of points here. So we can tweak that. That'll just take me a minute or two. Yeah, I think setting a standard CB difficulty makes sense. Yeah, we bounced around that idea earlier as well. Like you can't hit a higher clan boss to get the max chest or something like that. Or you can't just like throw in a random key in Ultra Nightmare and just do it. But yeah, I don't think it matters that much. I think we can use logic in this situation. Like if it was Bambus did a little bit less damage than Narma did, and then he did a higher difficulty, we could say maybe. But it's like he did 1.5 million less on Brutal. So clearly the team isn't as good. And if Narma were to go push Nightmare, I think we could get a better run. So I don't feel bad doing that the way we did. Okay. Let's go to Team Ellen Useless, my guard, who is asleep, I believe. Highest clan boss key, 3.36 million. Oops, double million. Arbiter, 129, so no progress there. Arena medals, 4 tier 1 upgrades. 1 tier 2, which means 5. 2 bronze medals, 14 silver medals. Eleanor definitely not an arena champion. So 107.5. Decent progress from yesterday though. Dragon 13, 322. So we got a faster time. Spider 9, faster time, 331. 6-star champions 1, brutal is 30 seconds. So the way that we do these is like if you and I both cleared stage 9 and we're tied for 7th, but my time is faster, then I win the tiebreaker, obviously. But the most important thing is the stage. Like if you beat stage 20 with a 45-minute run, that's still better than beating stage 19 with a 10-second run. In the scorekeeping mentality. Okay, so that's Ellen Useless. Team Schwollen, 1.87 million on brutal, so big improvement. But still in 9th, sadly. Arbiter missions 107. Arena. 10 tier 1 upgrades. He's loving those tier 1 upgrades. No tier 2 upgrades, no bronze, and 1 silver medal. So 125.5. Again, another big push on day 7. Dragon 14 with 116 is a crazy farm. Spider 11 with 317 is also a crazy farm. Like, that's in 7th place, but that's such a fast Dragon 14. 1 6-star, 18-second clear. That is impressive. Nice. Congratulations to Team Swollen. All right. Krogmar. I'm awake and no, she's trash. Yeah, I think you're right. What about for the CB scoring? They have to hit the minimum damage threshold for that difficulty for it to count. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. We'll say that that's what we did. Instead of just like kind of logically basing it off of math. Okay, so Krogmar, 5.13 million on brutal. Arbiter missions complete 156. Arena, this is definitely the most time consuming part. 3/5. 2. Bronze medal is 7. Silver medal is 14. 146.25, so no progress. Same as yesterday. 14, 848, 10, 849. Same. 1 6-star second and a 31-second clear. Okay, so not a lot of progress for Krogmar in terms from day 6 to day 7. Team Exter, which was Harvest Jack, right? Is that right? I'm struggling to remember who is on whose team. Team Exter, Harvest Jack is back. 2.67 million on brutal. Arbiter missions 185. You can see Kurato's score going down and down and down. So Harvest Jack, I would argue, is the best arena champion, him or Tholen, of these starters. So let's see what we got here. 5 and 2, or 3/5. 1 bronze medal, 104 silver medals. No, I don't think that's enough for first. 189.75. Again, good push. 30 more gold medals. 5th place. That's crazy. All right. Dragon 13, 602. Spider 10, 446. I know this probably isn't the most entertaining for you guys, but this is what I've been doing literally every night. All right. Bacilius. Did we do his already? I think maybe he sent his twice. That was last night's because it was 12:15 in the morning. Okay, so I don't think we got a submission from Leo for Team Manaya. But I think we got the rest, right? So Don, Sam, Shadowcon, Zsolt, Zico, that's 5. Yakapil 6. Johansson 7. Mygard 8. Sea Salt 9, Glizzy 10, Great Stuff 11. So Leo, shame. I don't know if Leo's here somewhere, but we are missing a result from Leo. So the next thing I'm going to do is we got to go in here to my good buddy Claude and change our scoring system. So this is for the competition leaderboard. I thought we already did this. 3 teams tie for first, all get 21 points. So then maybe it just didn't update on the leaderboard, which is fair. I'd say I'm learning a lot, not necessarily just about like coding from a standpoint necessarily, but no, I need to really download the file so I can update it. But like hosting this tool on a website and stuff like that, definitely learning a ton. Claude, download the tool. We can save over the index1 HTML. Then I got to go to Netlify, where I'm learning how to host a website, host a tool. Anchoring it in Google Sheets. We're learning lots of cool, nerdy stuff. So then I need downloads. Nope, that's not it. Downloads. Index1, drag and drop. Rename and deploy. All right, so let's see if that updated. We added the new HTML in there, so fingers crossed that it should. Hide it second, so categories. Perfect, yeah, so like all of us that had 1 get 4 points, right? Because like it doesn't make sense. I mean, we could have done a tiebreaker of who got it first, but that's a lot more to keep up with. So I like it this way. Do we have any other tiebreakers? There shouldn't be any dragon ones. There might be an arena one, but I doubt it. Oh, it says it right there, tied. So Arbiter missions, we have 2 people tied, so it doesn't make sense to give one over the other. Myself and Karato are tied. Let's go. Or myself and Bambus. And then obviously no ties on CB. So it really is just affecting 6-star champions and Arbiter missions, but not much else, which is fine. Like it shouldn't be a big deal. Nerdy stuff, big nerdy stuff for sure. All right, let's see. What do we got on chat? Manaya was a sad last no matter the situation. Yeah, I think Manaya would have been last, but maybe could have beat Basilius. Basilius had a late start. So if I take my all turtle team in 1 key all stages of CB, then record all the damage, then we can reverse math how much more the difficulty is per stage. Probably, yeah. Which could be helpful. Honestly, you don't have to do it today, but in the next like week or so, just to see for future challenges. Basilius had a late start, but Demitha's a solid pull. I think he used the Demitha code. So I didn't show you guys many of the screenshots for these submissions because they're in Discord. I don't want to share more than I need to share, but like this was his team, which is awesome. It's literally 4 rares and Demitha, which I love because Kale is that guy. It's just so crazy because this is not a Basilius team at all, which is fair. I will say, starting with some of the feedback before we get into the final results, from myself, there's not really a way to enforce it without being like super lame and douchey about like you have to do this, because I should have clarified before the challenge that our fastest like 12-3 runs have to be with your champion. Like my 37-second run, which landed me just outside of the scoring range, was with Karato, because I think Karato was my best farmer unless I like level up Kale. But I think Raph Matab's, Donnie's 12-3 run was with Kale. And so I didn't specify that, so it's all fair game. But I know like he did his with Bambus, so that was just miscommunication on my part, which it wasn't perfect, right? Like I understand this is my first time running a challenge like this, so and that would be excellent. Exactly. This is trial run number 1, and I would say, considering it's our first attempt at this, I think it went swimmingly. Like I said, there are flaws with it. 12-3 run was Pelops Norma duo. Nice. That works. I mean, yeah, again, I guess for me to push this out to the public as a, here is the ranking for each champion, because what I might do here is rank everybody. So I would say clan boss and arena and stuff like that. And so I give, you know, like a 4.5 here and a 5 here. I don't want to rate this off of this exclusively, right? Because if we look down here and say Harvest Jack got 5th in arena points, well, that means Raph Matab must be better than Harvest Jack. Like, we obviously need to use some context here. Same thing with this, because I would not say that Raph Matab is the best campaign farmer. So that is why I asked everyone for feedback. So I want to read some of that feedback. Throwing user through, for real, expect at least top 3. I think, to be honest, and I don't mean this as a bash to anybody, I think all of us could have been more on top of it for sure. Tholen and Narma, I think, were the 2 biggest like underperformers of could have done better. And I think if we run this back, they would perform better. But Karato, I honestly think I pushed as hard as I could. The only other thing I could have done is gotten to level 40 faster, because 40 unlocks Deacon, and that would have really opened up Arena for me. I still finished well in Arena, and I think with Deacon, I kind of could have took off in the Arena, honestly. Because I finished 2nd in Arena, and I honestly think I could have pushed much, much further. If this was a 2-week challenge, I think I would win Arena, because Deacon would be so helpful there. Sucks running a full-time, for sure. And I get that, right? Like, that's why I'm not saying, oh, this is the, you know, this person's worse or this champion's worse. I get it. I'm busy as well. Yeah, missed the full day of missions and all of Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday was tough, for sure. Life gets in the way. Totally. I'm not trying to bash anybody. You guys know me. I'm not like a mean or condescending person. I'm just saying, if we're talking about like how you would expect these champions to perform in this challenge, I think that those were our biggest underperformers, versus like Bambus and Wither, I would argue, are some of our overperformers. Or Raph Matab, right? Those are some not amazing champions that perform well. Don't worry, it's hard beating someone who leaves their PC playing Raid for 3 days. I did leave it running overnight, typically because I'm uploading or editing videos on them, but I'm not playing Raid. I think me and Ellen Useless finished where we should have. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so I do want to read some of the feedback some of you guys sent, because I thought it is very, very interesting. Some of them sent them in different channels, so I got to kind of gather them all. So some of the areas are questions I asked people. So I asked people to rate their legendary starter on a scale of 1 to 5 in each area. So Zsolt gave me a big answer, not necessarily a number. He said clan boss. So Zsolt is team Wither. He said Wither was instrumental in keeping my team alive, but does not contribute much to damage. Cleansing and healing 2 and 1 is amazing. And as soon as I found Juliana, leveled up the rest of my team, Wither did a job of keeping them alive even at 5-star. There was no need to 6-star Wither, because Wither was a last to die anyway, so we can get more speed faster from other sources. 5 as support. So clan boss rating for Wither is 5. Let's start filling this out, right? Just to say. So we'll say Arbiter, Arena. I don't think we actually listed Arbiter as a area, so we'll just do Arena. Arena, Dragon, Spider, and Campaign. I don't know why this is listed as a hyperlink. It shouldn't be. I'm an idiot. Buddy. All right, so this is Wither, gave him a 5, right? So we can tweak this and look at this, but this is based off the challenge. Zsolt said Wither for Dragon, very slow but very reliable. Wither keeps my team alive. Right now I'm seeing level 15 getting destroyed very slowly, simply because my team just wouldn't die. For maximum performance, paired Wither with Uugo, and potentially bring a Reviver and a Nuker, working really well on auto 4/5, because the champion does not solve the Ultra Nightmare 1-2 key problem, and Narma does. So that was kind of back to the arena, but let's go 4.5 based off of that. In Dragon. Arena, 2.5 out of 5. Yes, Wither keeps me alive. But best case, I don't die and time out in a stalemate against semi-capable opponents. Wither could not make it in the top 5 in 3 to 4 months, but as a starter, or could make it to the top, would not. But as a starter, there is some merit in using Wither. So pretty low on whether they're 2.5 out of 5 on Spider. Cleansing is big, but you don't need, because I don't need an Apothecary slot, Wither can do more, but we need nukers, Wither's not scale. Campaign farming 1 out of 5. Not 1.5, 1 out of 5. Reaching Bro 12-3 is easy with Wither, but farming 12-3 is not an option. I use my starter champion instead to solo farm it. Overall utility, 4 out of 5. As a support, 3 out of 5 total. So let's split the difference, call it 3.5. We need a support slot, but the aura is not the most useful. Wither's utility is limited. Secondarily, I mentioned another question. I said, did any champions surprise you? If so, who? He said Juliana and Clan Boss was impressive. Juliana HP burn and poisons. General feedback on the challenges. I didn't see anything here. Who was the MVP of your account? They said Gaelic. Yeah, I chose him because of a misclick. I wanted KO, but skill tomes and cheap ascension made it obvious. Fair enough. And then I asked a question, because I think this is a good question to give context to the challenge. I said, who is the MVP? Oh, no, sorry. Do you feel like your results reflect how good of a start your link code gave you? And he said no. He didn't give me more clarity or like context on that, because I would argue that I made Karato look about as good as you could. And then some of these people that we talked about may have underperformed a little bit. Biggest factors are time spent and early shard luck. Sure, but I don't think anyone had any crazy shard luck. Like, I don't think anyone pulled a Lego. I think some of us pulled good epics. I pulled Taurus pretty early, and he's a poisoner, and he's a weekend champion, but that's like all Karato does is weekend. But like, I didn't pull anybody, really. I pulled Shatterbones, but I didn't use him much. I fused Jarmarsa, and I never used her because I just used Stolen. Oh, Zico, you pulled a Lego. I didn't know that. Who did you pull? Yeah, I didn't see that. Dear Lego pulled me par for the course. Oh, Lady Areth. Were you using her? I didn't realize that. I mean, more so in the sense of largest factors capable of affecting the challenge, so it doesn't seem to have affected this challenge largely. Yeah, I would agree. One girl pulled Crixia. Not on this challenge, they didn't. Okay, nice. So Lady of Areth helped then, for sure. Okay, so then let's move on to the next set of feedback. Oh, way too many tabs. All right, this was Team Krokmar. Please rate your legendary starter on a scale of 1 to 5 in these areas. Clan Boss, he said 3. He needs support. Dragon, he said 3. Arena, he said 4. Spider, he said 3. Campaign farming, he said 5. Overall utility, he said 4. I think that's pretty fair. Campaign and Arena, I think, is his strongest areas. Secondarily, did any champions surprise you? Krokmar, once he got his masteries and passive going, became a wave-clearing machine and good boss damage dealer, especially in Relentless Gear. If I couldn't get his career up, he would do triple AoE damage. Pelops is a beast, and I would take him over to Hunrock, even for long-term use in all areas. I heard a lot of positive feedback about Pelops versus Hunrock. I think I'm starting to come around. Mausoleum Mage, underrated, kept my team alive. Galapo does his job, but I would replace him first in my team moving forward. KO was crucial for early clan boss runs. I would still build him for early game. I agree with that. I think a lot of our runs proved that KO was great. I think he's in my record 2, CB record. Yeah, so he's doing 823. We took Karato out today and put in Ezio because he was doing like 3. He's like basically 2 Hanrock damage, like 300 maybe. So Kale, still great to this day, still worth it. General feedback on the challenge, maybe give it 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, you can really start taking off once you get 6-star champions. Pelops without an account was MVP. Do you feel like the results reflected how good of a start your link code gave you? I pushed harder than I would usually starting, but never felt frustrated with Krokmar. New players might feel disappointed with the lack of starting epics. Yeah, so that's a very good point. A lot of our codes, right? Like if you start with Corvis, you can get Tagoar, Venomage, and Fahrakin. That's an amazing start. But the Krokmar code gives nothing, and then Galapo at 25, I think. And you get some like silver and stuff at like 30 and 35, maybe a chicken, but you get no other epics. So this is one of the worst epic codes. This is the worst one because it's just Bambus and Uugo. So I don't know why you would use that when there's literally just a better version of that. Honestly, we should probably just take this off. because it's literally this code but worse. So why would I? Oh crap! Nope, because that's not Bambus. I guess that's the only way to get Uugo with Bambus. That's unfortunate. Wait, there we go. Bambus and Uugo, Bambus, Rector, Uugo, and Seeker. So we can't take this one off. Anyways, that's a tangent. But yeah, just not having those other epics, I do think, is a big downside. Discount got Skull Crusher, Fellhound, and Cold Heart, so big shards there. Opportunity to progress, but Ezio Clan Boss makes a big difference for sure. Okay, did anyone else send their questions back in the main chat? I think the rest were all DMs. Yep, so then check this one too. All right, who sent their stuff first? My guard for Team Ellen Useless. Rate your back here. Rate your starting champion as a scale 1 to 5. Ellen Aro, he said 3 out of 5. Feels a little bit low, but he's the expert. 2, 1 in the arena. I think that's fair. 1 in Spider, maybe 1.5. 2, and I'm being nice. That's fair. Overall utility 2. Yeah, the consensus was Ellen Aro was very disappointing. Did any champion surprise you? If so, who? Gaelic again. That's our second Gaelic shout out. So, yeah, big shout out to Gaelic. She helped a bit. I wouldn't say she did a whole lot for anything except for reducing Palp's cooldowns for Clan Boss. Someone said, huh? Harvest Jack? Yeah, I don't know what you're asking about. Harvest Jack was one of the link code legendaries you can get. I totally considered feeding Raph to level Ezio instead because he would have been a massive improvement for sure. Not gonna lie, I would put Eleanor higher for Dragon. That's some low-key disrespect. Yeah, I think 2 is probably a little bit low there. Like a Krogmar is a 3. I feel like Eleanor was higher, but having Narma, you don't really need Eleanor for sure. But that's if you're choosing Narma. That's not Curl. I don't know if you just jumped in. This is not the purpose of the challenge. We're testing every of one of these champions, which is why we have Eleanor ranked down here at 9 and maybe moving or 8, maybe moving her down and Narma there at 2. Like that's not really it's just an irrelevant observation, I guess. Hello. All right, so general feedback on the challenges. 1 to 3 keys must be able to secure the minimum chest in order for it to count. Yep, because otherwise you wouldn't be hitting it. Doing 4 million on Ultra Nightmare doesn't do anything. Totally fair. He said rethink on point system, and I think this is interesting. We can definitely have a discussion on it. One person could do well in CB, but not well on others, and win when someone else did more in other areas, but lost out on CB. Points because the top 5 were all very close, and he may have missed out by like 300,000 to get points. So I think that's a valid concern, right? Because, like right here, Corvis lost out to Bambus by 300,000 damage, like the exact example here, and he lost out on 3 points. 15 to 18 points, which very well could be the deciding factor for going first and second. So I think in the future, a better comparison for this would just be a straight mathematical equation of 5.97 million equals 59 points, or equals whatever amount of points. And so that way, these scores would be very, very close. Like let's just say that Brutal is the standard. So Bambus gets 6.27 times 3. So that's what? 19 almost. And then you would get 18, right? So it could be a much closer score, 19 to 18 instead of 18 to 15, just based off of percentages. And I think that makes sense. So that's valid feedback. More dungeons added. Yes, Dragon and Spider more important, but from gear, the other 2 can help in areas too. For sure. I mean, that's part of the reason I only included these 2, because you shouldn't be touching Ice Golem or Fire Knight unless you have a challenge or a mission for it in week 1. It's just a 1-week challenge. So if we do a 2-week challenge or a 1-month challenge, we'll definitely add those. 1 week just isn't long enough and causes a speed run to get the Link champ to beware, but that doesn't help the casual player being told the champ is great if we speed ran it, because if it was used by a casual player not speed run to get the champ to that state, may see the champ as trash because they're not able to do 2 weeks what we did in 7 days. I mean, that's fair, but that's going to be any challenge, right? Like if I'm playing a casual free-to-play account where I'm logging on and playing 4 hours a day, then I can give a realistic representation. But if we're trying to do any kind of competition, it's going to be a speed run. So there's not really a way around that, I don't think. The challenge is about seeing how the Link champ and his other champs help the account. So if your Link champ isn't 6-star by the end of the challenge, there should be a significant point deduction for that. If at 6-star champion is not helping them in areas, then you can say after the challenge, I 6-starred the Link champ. Even at 6, it did not improve here or there. That's fair feedback as well. I think if we're trying to do a more definitive this Link champ versus this Link champ, then yeah, we would require that they would be the first 6-star. That's something I thought about halfway through the challenge. Who is MVP of your account? Gaelic, again. He helped me 3-star the entire campaign where my Link champ just couldn't without Gaelic being in our team. That's crazy. Do you feel like your results reflect how good of a start your Link code gave you? I do feel where I finished reflects the start I had with Ellen useless. I feel like I made bad choices at the start by picking Pelops as he slowed my progression in some areas and Gaelic did his job. Because of the cooldowns in Elnarl, Kale would have brought me more in terms of faster campaign completion and CV progression by stacking more poisons. HP burner A1 is nice. Pelops gives 2 turn HP burn just for getting hit, etc. So totally valid feedback. I appreciate all of the feedback. Also, shout out to my guard who's been just helping everywhere. Let's see. Are you live on Twitch as well? Yes, I am. I will be on for well over an hour, gamer, so that would work. Just send me a DM if you're ready to. I agree with that, but with the challenge, we're kind of testing out everywhere, but especially CB. Yeah, I think the scoring system of this makes sense, right? Like, arena is important, but you can get far in this game without ever really touching the arena or making a big progression in the arena. The clan boss is ultimately what the game is about. And I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but as you guys know, we're going to be doing a pay-to-win challenge, right? Where I'm going to be starting an account that's got like a budget, like between probably $100 to $300 per month. And I think on that account, I'm probably going to take Norma. I know that's crazy to hear because I do think she's the best clan boss option, and I'm much more competent or confident that we're going to get a competent wave clear her with shards sooner rather than later. Versus Norma, there are not many champions that can like replace what she does in clan boss. Hard hold challenges beyond 2 weeks, as it's hard to expect people to consistently play that long. I agree. It's like this took a lot out of me, and I know this took a lot out of you guys. Obviously, with Easter, it was bad timing, but like this becomes very complicated when it starts leaking into fusions, especially. So I do think our next challenge will most likely be a week-long challenge because I know that's what I can commit to now, and it's hard. If I can't commit to it longer, I don't want to ask you guys to commit to it for longer either. If anyone wants to start the game completely new, they need to progress in the first week, so it's a very valid way of ranking them. I agree. I mean, I think showing what the tip-top of a champion can do in a week is valid, you know, even if they know that that's not going to be as fast of a timeline. I mean, speedrun versus non-speedrun, whoever wins in the speedrun realistically wins in the long haul. Exactly. Like, if your champion was struggling in the arena, even though you're fighting 15, 20 times a day, they're going to struggle whether they're fighting 7 or 5 times a day, you know? I'm totally down for a 2, 3, or 4 week challenge. I am too. I just don't know if everyone can. Unless you get hit with burnout. Yeah, for sure. To be fair, it happens. The more intensely you play something, the longer you play for, the more likely you are to burn out. Yeah, I burnt out a little bit on the free-to-play challenge at the beginning of the year. I'm just touching arena for arbiter missions. I hate PvP. Yeah, fair enough. I'm not agreeing, but it's a null and void point, really. Oh, for the challenge, it's no point. Yeah. I mean, like, we're not, and this is always like a silly thing about free-to-play challenges, is we always talk, especially us content creators, about like, this is testing what it's like for a new player. This is starting to hurt my head. I have a very big head, and most hats hurt it. Oh, you know, this free-to-play competition is like testing and showing you what it's like for a free-to-play player, but it's not, right? We're coming with all of this knowledge and the best possible start in the game and experience, and we just have a massive advantage. Plus, we're putting all the time in, right? Like, if you're playing 14 hours a day and you've started 10 new accounts and done this before, you're going to be a very, very different experience than a new player. You put 1 month total to play 2 weeks or something. Yeah, but how do you control that, right? Like, you can't track someone's time. You could simply do a 2 week total. The moment the account touches day 15, you take screenshots and stop playing, regardless of family stuff, etc. I mean, maybe, but that's so difficult to track. I can commit to any now. TBH should be getting called back to work soon. You can't commit to any now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting one. You could still kind of game that though, right? Like if I don't touch if you know when reset is, you don't touch the game until like 5 minutes after reset, and then you stop playing 5 minutes before reset, you can play 23 hours and you skip a day and you can still do 15 full days versus if I'm just playing 12 days straight, I'm not playing 15 full days or 15 days straight. So it's not a bad idea, but I still think I would rather just do a week-long or a 2-week-long challenge, and then however much people play is up to them. Okay. Team Tholen, which was Glizzy. Rate your legendary champion on a scale of 1 to 5 in these areas. Clan boss, he didn't rate him, so that was awesome, Glizzy. I don't know if you're here, but you just left it blank. Dragon, you said 4. Arena, you said 5. That's accurate. Spider, 4. Campaign farming, 4. I feel like it'd be a 5. Overall utility is a 4. Secondarily, did any champion surprise you? If so, who? He said Miscreated Monster. I'm a big fan of Miscreated Monster. General feedback, definitely a 2-week challenge. Who is the MVP of your account? Tholen, obviously. I mean, it is obvious, but we've gotten 2 Galix so far. And my surprise champion will not be Karato. Do you feel like your results reflect how good of a start your link code gave you? Yes and no. Tholen is a really good start, but he falters pretty decently once you hit Brutal 12. Due to the weak affinity matchups, this caused the account to get a little stagnant until I could farm gear to build Miscreated Monster. Yeah, that's fair enough. Anything that disappointed you with your link or Lego? Not a single thing. I got exactly what I wanted. So that was awesome feedback from Glizzy. I don't know why it's doing this. I want to see. Everyone that participates need to stream it. Yeah, we definitely can't ask people to do that. There's no way they can. All right. Bambus from Johansson. A lot of feedback here. Skewing this from the perspective of early game, I haven't used him in an older account, which is good. That's what we're testing today. Clan boss, 4 to 4.5, depending on the team he is with. Honestly, since we're in second, let's give him a 4.5. He doesn't bring his own scaling damage, and some of his kit doesn't apply to Demon Lord, like the A1 Speed Down or the A3 Enfeeble. When paired with a team that needs plus accuracy or plus attack, the A3 is nice for the party buff. I like that terminology. The A2 Party Shield is good to have for killable comps. -1 turns to enemy buffs can help strip boss attack up. Buff extension is nice for himself or paired with other powerful buffers like Allied Protection, Magma Shield, Speed Up, Defense Up, etc. Also, the obvious Demon Lord Goat works well. His passive chance to gobble up debuffs for the party is nice. While it doesn't fix stun target issues, it can reduce how often you get speed, accuracy, or attack defense down. Also, nice cherry on top when he redirects poisons from the party back onto the boss. That is pretty cool. Arena, 4 to 4.5. So we went up on Clan Boss, so we'll go down on Arena 4. Lots of helpful buffs and debuffs, especially accuracy down, accuracy up, Enfeeble Shield, buff extend, enemy buff reduce time, and redirecting debuffs on himself. Also nice AoE. The A1 can AoE. Get shut down by block buffs or block debuffs. Yeah. I got beat once or twice by a good Bambus, placing in excuse me, placing Enfeeble on me. Dragon, 4.5. The Enfeeble was clutch and getting the higher stage Dragon, and the comp had any right to be in based on stats or damage output. Redirecting Dragon's poisons back on him help with the DPS at the end. Paired with better buffers for sure. Spider, 4.5. Good situation for much of his kit. Once fully booked, his 2 AoE attacks would be great nuking options to clear the baby spiders. Great use case for passive soaking the spider poisons to alleviate party resistance needs. This is great feedback. You guys should be writing articles for my website. Campaign farming. I didn't get good attack or crit rate here, so I didn't get to try him out in the solo nuka roll, but the modifiers in A1 and A2 are decent according to Hell Hades. Quite exceptional once booked, I think, so I could see him being an okay option eventually. So he didn't give me a number there. Overall utility, 4.5. So I think he is like the biggest, I don't want to say like overreacher, but like I think most of us would agree he's probably the most impressive champion. Like impress us the most. Like we know that these guys, these top 3, the big 3 are kind of insane, but there's a good argument that Bambus is number 4, honestly, or 5. So yeah, Bambus is pretty awesome. According to this, he's number 1. But we've gone through so far, but we'll see. Donate my salary for a week. I'll stream from my PC room a whole week straight. Even start a new account this time. Yeah, exactly. Same. Salutations, Jack. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Zico, Team Narma. Please rate your champion on 1 scale of 1 to 5 in these areas. 5-star with an asterisk. Maybe just 5 stars. The asterisk is a star. I'm stupid. Arena 3. I think that's generous. If Wither's a 2.5, I don't feel like Narmer's a 3, but fair enough. Dragon 4.5. Spider 2. Campaign farming 2. Big mistake going for Pelops as a promo code. Campaign farming was a nightmare with his slow animation and lack of AoEs in general, for sure. Overall utility 4. I think that's pretty valid. I think Arena's a little bit lower, but I agree. I think that's fair. And I think because of how much she is like the 5-star pinnacle, 5-star, 4 is still a fair rating for her. Secondarily, did any champion surprise you? If so, who? Lady Areth honestly surprised me a bit. Might have finished building mine on my main account. General feedback. Honestly, it was a great challenge, which life didn't get in the way. I think I would have done a lot better. Fair enough. MVP of your account was Pelops. Was your results indicative of your code? Yes, progress could have been a lot better, but some lives have gotten in the way. I wasn't able to grind as much as I would have liked to. Fair enough. Well, that's normal life as well. Cool. We can do a co-stream, exactly, yeah. Donate $2,000 to me and I'll stream for a week. Same, yeah. If you guys donate $2,000 to me, I'll take off work for a week and just stream. The arena rating is being paired with Pelops landing poison. The HP burn just being hit is decent. I agree. The poisons when you're being hit is annoying, but 200 goes such a huge counter to that. The point is to have proof how much you played, not for you to stream 24/7. Fair, but I just think no one's going to be... Even I use my phone a lot this week just so I could have access to the account and keep progressing. All right, Raphmatab. Clan Boss, 1 through 5, 1. Dragon, 2. Arena, 3. Spider, 2. Campaign farming, 1. Overall, 3. Seems generous with the 3, considering the average is probably a 2 there. A little bit lower. But yeah, fair enough. Did any champion surprise you? Runekeeper Dazzler casually shine on this account. I used the UDK code since when I got him on the main, I was already 100. Want to see how useful he was at lower levels with newbie gear. He isn't as unkillable as he is with optimal gear, but he does actually smack pretty hard. I think if it wasn't the Pelops Madame Ceres meta in silver right now, I would have hit gold pretty easily. Yeah, dude, Madame Ceres was so clutch for me. She's like an honorable mention for most like MVP on my account. She was massive for those teams. Big Pelops counter, big just like nuking setup. She's huge. General feedback on the challenge. Challenge seems great. I think it was hard at the time with Easter, but doing it between fusions is perfect, and being a week feels good. You would add an Ice Golem and Fire Knight for all-around utility, possibly Chimera. I definitely agree about Chimera for sure. Who is MVP? For sure, UDK or Kale. It really isn't close, so no mentions of Raphmatab, which is funny. And then I think this is really good feedback from Don. Do you feel like your results reflect how good of a start your link code gave you? I don't. A new player with Raph is going to be utterly hamstrung. I think late game with books, he would be okay in some kind of go second team, but he just needs an update. His kit feels disparate, nice, and it could benefit from a teardown. I thought you said desperate, but you're disparate. I get what you're saying. A1, the cooldown increase is really cool, but it's a coin flip. Unless, if you guys aren't familiar, we can take a look at Raphmatab. So 50% chance of increasing a cooldown by 2 turns. Chance increased to 100% if the target has 50% HP or less. It's a coin flip, unless they're below half health. Would be nice to see something like continuous heal or buff extend on this to synergize with his other skills. A2, this skill is basically just Crimson Homes A2 on a Lego. Make the provoke and block damage last 2 turns. I agree. Block damage on himself and an AoE provoke per 1 turn is crazy, especially because this needs 5 legendary books. I think it should be at least block damage for 2 turns or provoke for 2 turns, if not both. A3, this skill needs a complete rework. Reflect damage and increased resistance. Increased resistance is so niche. Reflect damage is dramatically outpaced by most other buffs if you want to stick with the increased resistance buff. I agree. I think if it should be increased resistance, increased speed, increased resistance, increased accuracy, or increased resistance and block damage. Both of those would be much stronger. Yeah, all 3 of those would be much stronger. Maybe make it protected or a 3-turn cooldown. I agree with that. Maybe replace reflect damage with magma shield. That would be awesome. That's basically just better. Reflect damage. Passive is niche, but it should increase the team's resistance, not his. It's not like he can solo anything when everyone else is getting CC'd. I agree. John, I think that is literally perfectly valid feedback. You might be getting a call to start writing articles for me. That's awesome. Zenchi sent me this picture. I was looking at my Discord DMs. He's watching the stream and he's got his Sam the Raid Man mug. Let's go, dude. Cool. So, Karato, I didn't send in my own answers. Clan Boss, I'm going to give him a 1.5. He places weekend. He's got triple weight in the 8-1. Good weekend, but doesn't hit very hard. Arena, I'm giving him a 4.5. And this is in scale of the legendary starters. Maybe it's a 4. Like, I'm just thinking, like, I'd rather Tholen or Harvest Jack. I don't know if I would take anybody else above him. Maybe Basilius, but probably not. Like, he nukes. Block active skills is huge. That's a big chance to stop. We basically have 2 chances to stop. Let's see if we can find a fight. We basically have 2 chances to stop Pelops from winning the battle. Because if he places his Magma Shield, they basically win, right? So we essentially have 2 chances to stop. If they have a Resistance Aura, I go Accuracy Aura. But we have 2 chances to stop Pelops from going crazy. First one is obviously block buffs. We did have a speed tuning issue because Ceres goes first, which means that we might not spread block buffs, but I always go at him first. So we got block buffs there, but not everywhere else. So then our second biggest thing is block active skills, which just starts as an 80% chance, which is great. So we nuked him there, but block active skills at an 80% chance, especially when we use the accuracy aura, is a good chance to stop Pelops from popping off. And a good chance of stopping everyone pop off. Like, Harvest Jack can take over battles by himself very quickly. So block active skills is a good ability to have on a nuker. Like, it's second to, like, stun, I think. I would take it over fear or true fear. Maybe I'd take it over sleep. I think I might take it over sleep. I don't know. But yeah, Karato was awesome for the arena. The overall of 3 is he has uses, wave control for Doom Tower, Ghost Second Arena, Cursed City, Grim Forest, but none of that was included in the ratings you asked for. Fair enough, fair enough. That's a good overall rating. I don't disagree. If I was to rework Wrath, I would make 100% Mischief Tank, 2-turn Provoke, and bring block damage with increased resistance. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Villas, thank you for the follow. Sorry I missed that. Okay, I think that was everyone who sent me their answers. So I don't think I saw one from Manaya or Basilius or Harvest Jack. I don't think Extra sent one. Or Corvis. I don't think. So I can do my own rankings here, or you guys can send them later. But potentially, if I was re-ranking today, I still think I'd start Corvis as 1 and Narma at 2 for a free-to-play account. But I think, and I still think Tholen's at 3, but I think this is where it gets interesting. I would either go Harvest Jack or Bambus, and I think I might go Bambus just because of overall utility, but then Harvest Jack for waves and arena specifically. After this, kind of they all suck, honestly. I really wouldn't recommend anyone starting any outside of there, but I think Krokmar makes sense next. Golly, Wither. Just looking through the list. We have Eleanor, Manaya, Basilius, Rathmatab, and Karato. So those ones shifted. The rest of these aren't going to shift too much. Maybe we push Manaya up. Maybe we push Basilius up. I really do think some of it might be skewed by the results, but Eleanor is really, really going down in my mind. Like, Narma is just everything she does on steroids, right? Like, it's not just, oh, is Eleanor good in this area? It's you're specifically choosing Eleanor over Narma. Like, if you're choosing Rathmatab, first of all, you're crazy, but second of all, he does different things. There's no one here who is a better Rathmatab. Straight up, Narma and Corvus are just a better Eleanor. You know, like, that's crazy. Karato, you could argue Tholen's a better Karato, or Harvest Jack's a better Karato, but they're a little bit different. So yeah, this would be my new rankings if I were to re-rank them today, but we'll kind of do a little more research and tweaking. But I do think that that's kind of my thoughts there. Corvus 5 everywhere. Yeah, honestly. I'd make his kit just a budget crap version of Bayek's kit. 2-turn Provoke A2, block damage on himself, 2-turn duration, increase resistance on himself, plus allies for 3 turns, and grants an extra turn. Yeah, grants an extra turn would be a good bonus for his A3 as well. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into the leaderboard. I've been trying to hide it, basically. I think the scoring is correct. So in terms of Clan Boss, Narma, Bambus, Corvus, Krokmar, Rathmatab, Wither, Eleanor, top 7. Jack, Tholen, Karato, Manaya, Basilius falling out. Arbiter. Yeah, I mentioned the extra turn. It's brutal not to have an extra turn on it, for sure. Arbiter missions, Wither, Jack, myself, and Bambus. Karato and Bambus. Krokmar, Team Corvis, Team Rathmatab. Arena, Wither, Karato, Rathmatab, Bambus, Harvest Jack, Krokmar, Corvis. Dragon, Bambus, Rathmatab, Corvus, Narma, Wither, Karato, let's go, and Tholen. Look at that 11-minute run sneaking in there. I love it. Bambus, Tholen, Harvest Jack, Rathmatab, Corvus, Krokmar, Narma for Spider. My slower run lost me points there, but that's okay. 6 stars. Rathmatab went crazy. Dawn with 3. Wither and Harvest Jack with 2 is big, and the rest of us all had 1. I think 2 people didn't. Team Narma and Team Manaya. Looks like that's right. And then everyone except for Team Manaya beat 12-3. Unless I'm missing updates. I think I might be missing a Manaya update. That's what it is. I think Manaya or Leo never sent in his results. Where did this go? Okay, so final results. Our winner is Team Bambus by a whopping 6 points too. So the way that's split up, second place in Clan Boss gave him 18 points. Arbiter tied for whatever with myself, whatever, for third, 14-12, yeah, third. Arena 8 points, Dragon 7 points, so first in Dragon. Spider 7 points, first in Spider. 6-star tied for fourth with 1, and didn't even get any points for 12-3. But basically, second place in the most important category, third place in the second most important category, fifth place or fourth place up here, and then first and first. Like, that's just huge. Second, third, fourth, first, fourth. Like, earning points in all those categories is massive. So shout out to Bambus. I think the biggest like overachiever here. Manaya with 0 total points. Didn't place in anything, which is unfortunate. We didn't submit results for this, so maybe they could have got up. Basilius, shout out to Jakopio just for stepping in and competing. We got 4 points for having a 6-star and 4 points for a good 12-3 run. Eleanor near the bottom, 3 points for Clan Boss. That's really the only area she's good. That and maybe Dragon. 4 points for having a 6-star. Like, that's kind of 3 points for everybody almost. And then 3 points for having a decent run. Team Tholen, again, a little bit lackluster in terms of what we hoped. Big Spider, good some points in Dragon, having a 6-star, and then the second best speedrunner. Poe did it, the Dragon Warrior himself. Very true. Narma, first in Clan Boss. And this is what we talked about earlier. Like, first in Clan Boss is the most important area, but then lacking almost everywhere else just isn't enough. You know, like, if Narma had 1 6-star champion, that's 4 more points. That puts him at 30. But like, not progressing in Arbiter and Arena missions hurts Narma. And this is kind of my argument against her. I know Zico said he didn't play as much as he wanted to, which is fair. And I could see Narma placing up higher. I think I could even see Narma winning a challenge like this. But I do think that this is indicative of her issues. Not good at overall utility and not good in the arena. Not good in Spider, not good at campaign farming. Like, this is a lot that you're sacrificing. We can argue with the scoring system as much as you want, but like, Clan Boss isn't everything. That's kind of my whole point of Corvus over Narma, is Clan Boss isn't everything, even if it is the biggest thing. Team Karato finished 7th, baby. We had him ranked as number 12, and your boy finished 7th, although maybe the second most time played. I don't know. I think Don had me beat. He was level 42 and I was level 39, so I think Don probably played more time than I did, but I did grind. I don't think if we did another challenge starting today, I don't think I could do much more in terms of time. So Arbiter Missions was good, and Arena, those are my 2 areas. Arbiter Missions and Arena made a big push today. Having a 6-star champion, we were close to having our second one, but not quite. I really think this is about as good as you can do with Karato. I probably would have been top 5 if I played as much as I wanted. I agree. I mean, you were 8th and not you were 4 points off from top 5, which is not much at all. That's a 6-star champion, right? You could probably get that tonight. Krokmar, I think good champion. I think very indicative of where Krokmar should be, right around 5th or 6th, right? That's what we had him as at 6. Team Corvis in fourth, a little bit disappointing for me, but fair enough, especially when we admitted that ShadowCon admitted he didn't play as much as he wanted to. Rathmatab in third. I think this is the peak. I think if we redid this challenge with new competitors, or we did even the same competitors and we re-rolled, we would not see Wrath in third. So shout out to Don. I think you really pushed Rathmatab to his limits. Team Wither in second. I was very impressed. Best in Arbiter missions, best in arena in arena medals. 2 6-star champions is big. Good enough score in campaign, and a few points in clan boss. Like with only 6 points in clan boss 40, it's a crazy score. Like that's a very, very good run by Wither. And then Bam is kind of just the all-around MVP, like scoring in clan boss, but then also just like progressing everywhere is what the start is all about. And that's what I'm considering when we're talking about these starter codes. Are you progressing everywhere? So, in terms of the rest of the stream, I know, first of all, I'd love to hear any feedback from you guys about future challenges, things like that. Seems like 2 weeks is the consensus. I think maybe if we can, we try and schedule that after the next fusion. That kind of makes sense when there's a little bit of a lull. And people aren't having to grind on their main account as much. My polls were just too good to use them as food. Lady of Wrath, Yergrim, Coldheart. Can't use either of those 3 as food. It's just criminal. I agree. And I agree. So yeah, I know some of us had also mentioned giving away our accounts. I don't think anyone's going to want my account. There's just not much on it. Like in terms of besides the people you can't get for free. Oh, I didn't really go through my answers. Clan boss, I did the ratings there. I said clan boss, he was like 1.5. Dragon, he's like a 3. Arena, he's a 4.5. Spider, he's like a 2. Campaign farming, he's like a 3 or 4. Overall utility, I'd give Karato a 3. Did any champion surprise you? Harrispex, dude. I knew that he was solid, but like early game, a 15% arena aura, 15% terminator fill, and 15% increased speed is huge, man. I went first a lot in the arena with a 199 speed Harrispex. Like more often than not. This will probably lose, but I went first a lot in these competitions. So yeah, we lost that one. That's a bad example. 28% just means I need to be 13 speed faster than him, which is unlikely. But even against some of these Ezio teams, I went first. But definitely when they didn't have a speed aura, I went first every single time, which I thought was awesome. So Harrispex was great. Madame Sarah's was huge for the arena. Absolutely massive. Tagoar is a GOAT, obviously. I was holding my epic books for Deacon, and then I never got Deacon. I'm 85% of the way to level 40, which is annoying. Because I think that's when this link code would have taken off. But today, when I realized I wasn't going to get Deacon in time, I put my books into Tagoar, and I was like, dude, Tagoar is so much better now. That's how I was able to push in Spider and Dragon, because Tagoar just did so much more. So that was big. Zuki said I can log into yours, see if people want it. I'm down for that. You have infinitely more resources than I had at the end. I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. I did not play as much as I should have. I should have gotten to level 40 a few days ago. Then I really could have pushed. I think we finished 7th. We probably could have finished top 5, but it'd be a struggle just because we'd be stretching to the limits. But yeah, 660 gems. I think we have energy there. We have clan gold we can use to buy more energy. We won an arena tournament. Look at that. By a good bit, too. We kind of gapped that guy. There's some more energy. We didn't have a ton of silver. I did start rolling some gear today. But, yeah, we definitely have a lot of resources. Should have tested Coalition CP. I didn't even try. Zico said, I have a challenge for you. I'd love to hear it, man. Harris picked my Lizard King. Love that dude. He was awesome. Yeah, let's log into Zico's account, see if anyone wants it. I think this one I'll probably just log into a few more times. We did pull an Akoth, which I think could have been good, but it's just so hard without books. Like, he's not great. I think if you compare him with an HP burner, he kind of becomes great. But the freeze is just like, it's a 5-turn cooldown on a 70% chance, which just isn't amazing. Build a clan boss team with Harrispex. Dude, don't. Oh my gosh, guys. So, since y'all are my loyal, faithful people here on stream, I'm happy to give you guys like behind the scenes stuff. So, who do we got here? We got 15 on YouTube, 17 on Twitch. I'm not like blowing this wide open. So obviously you guys know I have the website, right? Which Mel's or Artistry has been helping me build, and she is awesome. We're tweaking this every day. She's working on it. I'm working on it. Mostly her. We've written some articles. We have the free-to-play challenge hosted here. You can see all of our updated standings once it loads. Because again, this is anchored in Google Sheets. Like this is accurate, right? So this is here. This is all accurate. We were building guides and speed tunes. So the Manatello is here, which is the only one that I've listed because this is a team that's not on Deadwood Jedi's website. Hone and I are working on another one that's not here, and we'll make a video on that and add that one as well. We've got the list of most, if not all, of the ones on Deadwood Jedi's website as well. For now, eventually I want to kind of get all of my own articles listed here. I built this team. This is the coolest tool that I built, and this was built with Claude. The free-to-play leaderboard was cool, and I think it worked out well. But I think this is the coolest thing I've built. If you guys haven't seen this, you're missing out because I think this is awesome. So you go in. There's no way anytime soon for me to link it to your account. So you go in and you select of these relevant champions. All these champions are part of Speed Tunes. Who do you have? So if I have Demitha and Maneater, I click Find My Speed Tunes. Ready to build. I can build a Myth Eater. How do I build a Myth Eater? Click on the Speed Tune guide. Boom. Like I think that's super awesome, super streamlined. Missing champions. Okay, if I pull a Donatello, I can build the Manatello. If I pull a Painkeeper, I can do the ultimate budget Painkeeper. If I want to build a budget myth there, I need Ares or 2 Hanorok and 2 Painkeepers. So we're not close to there. If I want to build a Wixwell team, I need Wixwell and another buff extender. If I want to build the ultimate there, I need Seeker, Deacon, and either Ares or 2 Hanorok. We've also got the fastest speeds included. Welcome back, Don. So I think this is awesome. So you can go in and basically select every single champion you have, right? So I have a 3-turn increased buff duration. You can also select twice, or maybe just once there, but twice on some areas. I have Deacon, I have Seeker, I have Mashald, and I have Krisk. What can I build? So really, it's just this one, but you can see what you're missing on other ones. You know that if I pull Wixwell, I've got enough buff extenders with Krisk and Demitha. We've got types of champions. We've got the fastest speeds possible. If you want to see how I burnt all the resources to get that account where it was, feel free to look on that account. I'm down to do that. Anyways, this tool is awesome, and I'm updating this all the time. I think we have like 25 teams on here or something. I think we can find it, honestly. CV Team Finder. It should say how many teams we have. 23. 24 speed tunes and 2 traditional tunes when filtering. So we've added like a basic 1-to-1, I believe. And the Lydia and 2 Hanorok is a basic one as well. Yeah, so there's 24 speed tunes on there, so we're adding that. So this is cool. Is there a Maneater Skullcrusher comp without Painkeeper? Maneater Skullcrusher without Painkeeper? I don't think so. Because Maneater has to run 5-3 for that to work. Skullcrusher has to take stun. Probably. So I haven't added a lot of these speed tunes, and let me know what you guys think, that are just straight up difficult. Like, for example, if I go to Maneater teams, the Mummy Man, this team is a nightmare, and nobody should run this team unless they have to. So should I add this? There's a Maneater, a Neri, Nia missing in there. I'm sure there's a ton that are missing in there. So I'm adding them day by day. But like, is it worth adding stuff like this? I guess if the end goal is just to straight up replace Deadwood Jedi, then I should add them all. One of the next steps is, once I feel like I've added most of them, is to sort them. So it'll sort inside your ready to build category. So if you have all of the champions, right? Which I literally have all of these champions on my main account, except for Elba. If I have all of the champions, then I can build these teams. There we go. All of the teams, right? I can't build this one because I didn't say I have 2 Painkeepers. So I can build all of these teams. I would want it to sort by the best order. So you should, not Brogni at the top. You should build a Wixwell Infinity team, and then this team, and then this team. And then I'm going to put the Manatello near the bottom because that's a hard, tricky one. Or I'm going to put the Slow Hellcat at the bottom because that's a hard one to get up to an ultimate, to a 1 key. Or I might put the Myth Buster a little bit lower because it's a super high base speed. Like, I'm going to sort them. So it'll turn from into a you can build this into a you can and should build this because it's based off of recommendations. Potential damage or ease of build, those are kind of the metrics that Deadwood has. I think he's got a difficulty and a like highest result. So key performance, 1 key Nightmare, 2 key Nightmare, and difficulty. So I think that this list makes sense. We've already got the type. We have unkillable or block damage, or traditional, or infinity shield. And then I don't have a difficulty or performance or affinity friendly. So maybe that's something we add because a lot of these teams aren't affinity friendly. So maybe we can just copy this. It's the third on the Maneater page. Is it? Man-Seek's Nia, I think, is on there. I thought I did. I definitely added a Nia team. Did I not update it, maybe? Man-Seek's Nia, Godseeker Neri. So maybe the one on the website's not updated. Yeah, because I have Man-Seek's God and Man-Seek's Nia. Yeah, so I think the one on the website isn't updated, which is fair. I've added a lot of stuff to this tool recently. And again, this hasn't been my focus recently since it's the... Yeah, so I can download this and update it on the website. Because yeah, I think some of those other ones, like the Mithril Elva might not have been on there. The 2 Hanorok, White Will Lydia is not on there, and the 2 Hanorok and Lydia aren't on there. So we can add those in. Anyways, so this is a tool that is in progress. I'm very happy, very proud of it where we're at now. It's only going to get better and better. The next thing that I'm trying to build, and so far it has been completely unsuccessful, I've been banging my head up against the wall, is to replace the Deadwood Jedi speed calculator. Because obviously it is the perfect, it is the best of the best at what it does. I have 0 notes, right? Like legitimately 0 notes, right? Like this is a nightmare of a speed tune to speed tune. And it's perfect. The buffs, everything makes sense. You can literally see, I'm trying to remember how you look at it. Yeah, you can see turn meters. Like mathematical turn meters. As nerdy, as in-depth as you want to go, everything is on here. I don't want to change a thing about Deadwood Jedi. For the past like 3 months, I've been reaching out to him at least once a week, reaching out to people in his team, reaching out to fellow content creators. Silence. Complete radio silence. Can't hear anything back. I would love to take over completely or just assist running this website so we can add other champions. That would be the baseline, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So the next logical step is, can I rebuild this basically? Can I build my own speed calculator that does what Deadwood Jedi does, but it's being updated? That's the biggest issue. The site is coming along nicely. The raid is strong with this one. Well, thank you. The only issue with Deadwood Jedi speed calculator is it disappeared off the face of Earth and it's not getting updated. Exactly. I have no notes or anything except for if I want to build the Manatello. Not only can you not find this on Deadwood Jedi's website, you can't test Donatello. You simply cannot. When I was testing speed ranges to find these speed ranges, I had to tweak some funky stuff and basically I had to adjust Maneater's cooldowns based off of when I knew Donatello would reset, and I had to adjust I just used Lydia as a replacement of Donatello for the increased speed and changed it to a 4-turn cooldown. So it's very janky, very ghetto, and that only worked for that team. So then I'm looking at a Donatello Demitha team, and you just cannot test that in the calculator. So not only is it limiting the teams we've discovered how to build them, but it's also limiting building new teams. When they add new champions in, we just cannot test them in the calculator. So, for example, I mean, I guess you could try and find like suitable alternative champions, but you know who's an awesome little rare? Is Slither. Dude, this guy, Acolyte of the Slither, is awesome. So, I guess, is Apothecary the same? Big increased speed, turn meter filled by 15% on a 3-turn cooldown. Because I think you can switch them out with the Apo for the calculation. Big increased speed, 3-turn cooldown, yeah. So you can just, but like they're gonna continue to add speed boosters and stuff to the game. They're gonna continue to add block damage champions in the game. Like if I want to use Gracchus in a turn meter team, he's just not in here. You know? So it's just difficult and impossible. And Donatello, I think, is the best example of that because I think we have 1.5 speed tunes with him. We have the Manitello, but we're also working on a Demitha team that should be up soon. And those are just impossible to test here. So I'm trying to build a new calculator and it has failed every time. Just like face planting into a wall, just not working, which is very frustrating on my part. And I feel bad because I honestly feel like I'm trying to like undercut or undermine the GOAT, Deadwood. But it's like I do all of this, right? Like I'm not making money from that Clan Boss Team Finder. I'm not making money from this free-to-play challenge. I'm not making money from my website. I guess I will make money on the website when people start booking takeovers. But all of my takeovers I've done recently have been booked via Discord. On the takeover section, nobody has booked a takeover on the website. So that's all just time investment to help the community, right? Like I have people messaging me because they built the Manitello. Yeah, we can close. That's fine. I'm done. I can get back on the main account once we're done streaming. Never mind. It'll let me stay. So yeah, let's log into Don's account, take a look at his energy usage, and then we can log into Zico's. Was it Zico's account? Whose account did we say we were going to log into? Oh yeah, Zico's account to see if anyone wants to give it away. And we can do an account giveaway. I think we have at least 1 or 2 more giveaways as well. Donnie 3 shirts. But yeah, we're going to continue slowly and steadily tweaking the Clan Boss Team Finder to add more stuff. I guess we'll just add them all, honestly. And then basically, I might just give them like a rating as well. 1 to 5, basically. And so I'm going to give the Wixwell Infinity team a 5. Basically nothing else a 5, because it is the peak of what you could build in Clan Boss. It's a very soft sweatshirt, but it's hot. I'm burning up. Got no fans running in here. We need a new calc. I'd have so much more for you. Exactly. Yeah, we definitely need one. But it is not as simple as I was hoping it would be. Look at that. Donnie also won his arena. Just said goodbye to the girlfriend who's deployed tomorrow. Time for alcohol and therapy. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That is tough. My brother just deployed, golly, 2.5 months ago. 2 months ago. It was February. I was thinking it was the end of January, but it's February. The gems I got Nightmare campaign right before we had to submit. Nice. Yeah, 135 gems. You got that from the campaign. That's awesome. So yeah, you touched Nightmare campaign, which I did not. So yeah, first of all, let's look at champions. Donnie, notorious for not pulling good champions. You fed everybody, my guy. That is crazy. But I guess 3 6-stars make sense. Kale, UDK, and Raph. Tagoar, Dazzler, Venomage, Kale. I'm surprised Venomage wasn't more of a big thing for you. Look at the gear. All level 16. That's not a bad piece. Not a great piece. Not bad. It's a good piece. Not bad. I mean, 5-star speed boost is fine. Not terrible. Not great. Not great. No accessories. Unfortunate. Solid. Looks like you're running a silver 2. Double accuracy is nice. Solid. Defense percent is nice. Speed is solid with good double defense. That's terrible. So we did not farm a lot of spider here. I can see that. I assume mastery for Kale. Yeah. I sold all the gear and all. That's crazy, dude. That's so funny. Oh, wait. So you're not saying the gear on the champions. You're saying like the gear here. That's so funny. You just won that. And you have these 2 pieces. One from campaign. That's so funny. Just sold all the gear so you can roll up more stuff. I love that. I didn't even think to do that. That would have been smart on my part. I had a ton of gear sitting there. There's Venomage there. So what level do you unlock Venomage? Because I feel like Venomage should be a part of your Clan Boss team. I'm assuming Tagoar got books. Venomage, no books. You got 1 book here. Did your Lego skill books go into UDK? Yeah, all 3 into the A1. Look at that luck, baby. House Relentless gear he just got. We can take a look. 5-star with speed, not bad. 5-star with speed and crit damage, not bad. Crit damage and accuracy, not great, but not bad. Defense percent, accuracy. Flat attack, crit rate, and speed. If that was attack percent, that'd be a godly piece. And the flat defense. So the first 4 aren't bad, but these 2 aren't great. Full Venom like yesterday, not part of the code. Oh, wow. So your code was Raf Matab and Tagoar? Was it nobody else that was good, or just nobody else that you wanted to level? Because there is only one Raf Matab code, I know that. Tagoar, Uugo, and Lady Quillen. Yeah, Uugo and Lady Quillen aren't helping you that much. Uugo, so I don't want to say overrated because that's so negative. But she's just not an early game champion, dude. Johansson, are you in the stream? He's messaging me. Because he's got an account for us to give away too. So yeah, obviously I think we all do Call of the Arbiter. There's some new energy for you. Uugo and Lady got fed acid, madame. That's crazy. Ugo's amazing, just not to get hitting Hydra. Yeah, exactly, but it's just Hydra. You're not using her anywhere else. So level 40 is big. I'm assuming you used all the codes. 42 is huge, yeah. I mean, that's true, because you get... Look at all my instincts kicking in here. Forge stuff, which you've maxed out. It looks like everything possible. It says 0 here. Yeah, you get relics. And souls. Like, you have a soul on your UDK, and no one else in this competition even has souls. Yeah, that is massive. I don't know what happens every time that I get on my stream. Text messages pop off. Tagoar soul, nice. Yeah, that's big. Hydra, Cursidic Grim, she's decent air mid game. Yeah, but it's like she's decent, right? But she's not better than any other champion. Like Venomage is better in Cursed City Grim Forest than she is. And Deacon's way better in all those areas. Almost as good in Hydra. Like, it's just again, it's not saying Ugo's bad, but she's this amazing champion, and she's one of a few champions that can help you in Hydra. But she's just not as good outside of Hydra. She doesn't scale well in other areas. I'm going to raise level requirements to the clan to keep it clear until the next challenge. That makes sense. Expired's here. How's it going? It's going well. We're just wrapping up our free-to-play competition, about to give away a few accounts. She was amazing a few years back. I agree. But yeah, very efficiently using all this stuff. I was curious how far you were in the arena. That's a hard team to just... I'm looking at here. I'm like, who hits hard? Maybe Kale, maybe UDK, maybe Raph. Not a lot going on there. But yeah, Don, great work, dude. I mean, that is a heck of a grind. Jaconi, I would boot them all, honestly. Because, like, Zico's got an ult in there, but I don't think his ult needs to stay in there. Competition was a 1 week long free-to-play challenge. So we spun a wheel, and we each got one of the 12 legendary link code champions that you can get. And tested them across multiple areas. So if I pull up the leaderboard, it's beautiful. Biscuit. We tested them in all these different areas, basically, to see where, how well they would do, right? So like here's best clan boss damage, most arbiter missions done, most arena medals earned, fastest dragon and highest dragon, fastest and highest spider, most 6-star champions, and a fastest campaign clear in a week. And so we started last Wednesday on stream and we ended tonight. So it was pretty fun. We finished normal, which is nice. Okay, so let's take a look at Zico's account to see if anybody wants it. That's the first order, and then let's look at these other accounts that we're going to be giving away. I think we have like a lot, which we might not give them all away tonight. Maybe we give them away on the next stream too. Because I know Warrior wants me to start this pay-to-win challenge, but I'm not starting this pay-to-win challenge until I get paid. Who was the overall best? Well, the winner was Bambus. I think most of us would agree that Corvis is the overall best. Great Halls of Mess too. I didn't even look. Sorry. I did clear up to floor 30 on Doom Tower as well. That's nice. Yeah, extra resources. Is Narma CB Queen. Level 33. So we just saw Dawn at level 42, myself at level 38. You can boot them all, TBH, just leave Zico, send the Raidman account to keep the clan open. Nice, okay. Alright, so this is the account that Zico's willing to give away if anybody wants it. We have a Pelops, Fahrakin, Narma, Lady of Areth being the Lego pool here, Uragrim, and Coldheart, as well as Bellower being the pulls, Apothecary. The pulls that would make this account like relevant. We can do marbles. Some of the other accounts I think we're going to give away a little bit juicier. This is obviously like a brand new starter account, but if we want to do marbles for this, we can, but I kind of figured there'd only be a few people asking for this account. But that's kind of up to you guys. If there's a lot of people that want this account, we could do marbles. Look at that energy. Pass for me, fair. Someone was a new player, that's an awesome start. And we can also give this away on the Discord because there's like 800 people in the Discord versus 35 people on stream, you know? Not even 31. Pass me as well. Yeah, okay. Then I'll grab a screenshot of this and we can post it on the giveaway channel. Close that. Hate having excess stuff open. 25 on energy is crazy. Great cyber, I'm not a new player sort of guy. Fair enough. Alright, the Bald CB Lady is a hilarious name for an account. If I've never told you that, yeah, I've never heard you say that, dude. Hasn't had a single Lego book used because it hasn't earned a single Lego book. That's crazy. Was it Brutal that gave us the 3 Lego books? Alright, I think we've still got the giveaway. All right, just posted that in the giveaway account. All right, let's look at first account. Again, kind of testing. I think this is a little bit juicier, not a crazy account, but this is one from Johansson who is asking to give it, offering to give it away. Ezio, Tagoar, Tuhanarag, Narma, great start. Frozen Banshee, Venomage, Allure. Keberon is the big draw here, I think. The new Argonite, as well as a Truath and a Lord Chamfort. Mordecai, High Katoon, so some good epics here as well. Not a crazy account, but I think this is a even better juicy starter. So again, kind of gauging interest from you guys. If there's interest, we'll do a marble race. New accounts are getting boring to play alongside my 3 to 4 other accounts I want to log into daily. Yeah, at a certain point for me, I just have to stop logging into those. Crime Fighting Beaver is going to pass. Would have been 10 times more appealing if it was a Keberon Pelops account, not going to lie. Fair enough. You guys can take that up with Johansson. All right, and this one's getting posted in the other one as well. It is no... What's the expression? No skin off my back? All right. I think there's another one too from Johansson, which he didn't send me a screenshot of, so we have to log into. No, maybe not. Okay, so maybe it's just that one, because I think the other login he sent me was for his account, the free-to-play account. Okay, my guard, did you send an account to give away? Someone else did. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Exer did send his responses for Harvest Jack. My bad, it was in DMs. Please rate Harvest Jack on a scale of 1 to 5. Clan Boss, he said 2. Dragon, he said 2. Arena, he said 4. Spider, he said 2. Campaign Farming, he said 3. Overall Utility, he said 5. Did any champion surprise you? He said Krokmar, so surprised by his competitor. General feedback on the challenge. Challenge was great. I think Don will be top spot in any of the top 3 links. I was shocked by how poorly Tholen did, but could just be the person that didn't put the time in. Ezio was the MVP of his account. That's funny. With only 24 hours with Ezio, he was the MVP. Do you feel like your results reflected how good of a start your link code gave you? I think I didn't choose the best start link and also should have taken Pelops over Turvold. Yes, he went with Turvold and Harvest Jack, which is an interesting start. So maybe we don't have any other giveaways. I apologize. I've been scrambling and all over the place today, but I thought there was at least one more. Oh, Draconi said you like that one for Kebron. Perfect. You got it, dude. I'll take the post 10 and send you the details. Alright, that's Draconi. Cool. Well, shout out to Johansson. He said he just joined the stream, but he can't talk, which is fair. But yeah, we just gave away your Kebron account to one of the people who wanted it. Okay, so some things that I have thoughts, like wrapping up thoughts in terms of the challenge. Right? We're obviously still going to keep streaming at least for another hour, but overall thoughts, I thought it was fun. Thank you guys for the engagement and all the feedback. I really do feel like of the 12 of us, you know, a lot of you guys really did buy in as much as possible, played the accounts a ton, progressed as much as you could. You sent me daily screenshots and uploads and updates and stuff, which was very, very helpful for me. Gave me a lot of grace with making some of the mistakes and trying to figure this stuff out as I go, which I'm appreciative of. Yeah, go ahead and send that one over, ShadowCon, and I'm happy to take a look at it and see if it's something anyone wants. I hate when freaking Toshiro switches forms. It's so stupid. But yeah, so we can look at 1 week versus 2 weeks in the future. I would like to see what a 2 week challenge looks like. I just know that if we do a 2 week challenge, I will not play it as much day by day as I did this account. But if that's what the people want, I'm more than happy to give that to people. The biggest issue, small tweaks we talked about, right? Like if we're testing Lego champs, we need to make the Lego champs a bigger part of the challenge. I guess we can take this. And are we doing Fire Knight? I really want to finish this Ice Golem or this Sand Devil and get my little free stuff. Sorry, let me run this and I can talk to you guys in a minute. Can't multitask too many things. My brain won't keep up. It was a great time. I wish I could have grinded the account harder. Well, I mean, that's fair. Hopefully with 2 weeks, you kind of close that gap some as your account starts to pull ahead. Yeah, so we can look at a 2 week challenge. I think the scoring system we can tweak in terms of like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. We can just do top 7 scores, get a multiplier. For example, like let's say that the winner of Clan Boss was like 10 million ahead, right? Instead of I mean, that's still a big chunk. Like honestly, 1.7 million more for Norma should probably be more than 3 points more, you know? Also, this is a typo between Manai and Basilius. I just noticed that. I don't think it changes the scoring because it's all below 7. Yeah, that's all correct. That just pushes me down further. That's sad. I enjoyed the format of the challenge. Okay, I appreciate that. But yeah, I think just straight up like a point system based off of how many points you earn in some of these categories makes more sense. Like again, look at how far Team Wither was ahead of me, but they only get 2 more points than me, right? So maybe the scoring system could be using some tweaking. I don't think it needs a massive overhaul. I like the way we did it. I like top 7, you know, because top 7 is a little bit hard. Still a little bit over half of us, but then like bottom 5 just doesn't deserve a reward. I feel like in a lot of these that makes sense. Longer challenge, you receive more parity. Maybe someone gets up to 5, 6 stars. Would see that. Some people are still at 1, so you'd see a little more parity that number, a little more parity here probably. Maybe not. Maybe you'd start seeing people get lower and lower. Maybe with a week we get rid of the 12-3 runs, or 2 weeks, excuse me. What level of clan boss was that based on? So we had a scaling system built for all of the different ones. So like this is worth 10.23 million. Let's mess with Manias because they don't. So a brutal of 1 million is the same, 5.38 million, as hard at 1.75 million, 5.38 million. So it's like it's scaled that each difficulty is 1.75 times as hard. So this one would be like 3.06 times as much. If that makes sense. It's not a perfect system. Hone said he's going to put in some legwork and try and find more accurate data in terms of running the exact same team against all the difficulties to see how they perform, which I think would be helpful feedback. Now, the biggest issue logistically for running this challenge again, if we want to run it with 12 people and let people sign up like a week in advance or something, I think we can do it again. I don't think we can do daily updates, so I think what we would have to do is just have an active leaderboard where people can't edit it, which was a potential flaw of this one. Luckily, no one realized or messed with was anybody who went to my website or the Discord could just go in here and enter scores. And I'm glad nobody did. But entering the scores every day was tedious. It legitimately took 45 minutes or so of mine. Messaging people to get the responses was annoying. And if we want to make this a community, I'm willing to do that again because it was fun. Yeah, I noticed what you asked for. I'm glad, Don. And I don't think anyone did. That's part of why we did the screenshots and stuff. And I have you guys' Discord messages. So if you went in there and put, 20 million on Ultra Nightmare, like I could just tell that wasn't the case. From our Discord messages. But yeah, that was a potential issue. So I'd have to tweak which I'm confident I can change that in the tool. I think the most logical conclusion is every person has to enter their own scores. But then who's validating that, right? Why don't you just have a check-in day? What do you mean? Like I check in, like log into their accounts, right? Message them and ask them to check. What do you mean? What does a check-in day look like? But what I'm thinking would be perhaps I can send an individual score entry, like separate these tools where I send Don a score entry team and then he's just got Rathmatab and he can enter his scores. The ultimate version of that tool would be to attach a screenshot, right? So if I say, send in your arbiter, your gold, your medals or whatever, I guess I have to build that out differently, but I'm honestly willing to put more hours into this, right? So my thoughts are this. Instead of arbiter, because this is based off of gold medals, I would have a full breakout of silver, like the metal converter, right? Basically, Don would go on and see this. Oh, not Metallica. Don would see this and say, I've got 2 of these and 3 of these. We can tweak these and some of these and you whatever, right? He can go in here and put this in. And then the scoreboard is going to update with this, but he needs to send a screenshot and say, this is my great haul, right? So you can verify that. It would be nice for AI to extract data and enter the file for us. 100%, Johansson. But that's so far above my head. I don't want to say I'm a one-person team because I do have people helping me. But I will say it this way. I have 0 employees. I have some volunteer, awesome people in the community that are helping me. Like Hone helps me with speed tunes and stuff and moderator stuff. We got Gilfrad helping me with Discord stuff recently. Mel's Artistry helping me with the website stuff. So we have help. But getting a raid integration, like an API to pull from raid, is, I just think that's beyond our reach. I think if in 6 months the website takes off and the YouTube channel continues to grow at a very fast rate like it has been, maybe that's something we can do down the line. But I think my chances are so slim because I'm not even part of the partner creator program. Like I don't have a direct line to anyone at Plarium. I have people at ePire who have relations with people at Plarium. But unless I'm becoming like a huge top 10% content creator, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the easiest thing would be a final day check-in and screenshots. Yeah, but if we're doing a 2-week challenge, I think it would be annoying if someone like was spending money, for example. Like if we do 100 people, right? Like think about the big free-to-play challenge. You have 100 people playing this competition. People can be lying. People can be spending money in the game. Just cheating, basically. Sending in false screenshots from other accounts. Whatever it might look like. And if we want to see the progress 1 week into our 2-week challenge, it's just not going to be accurate. I mean, the day where everyone messages over progress, you don't have to do it daily, but still keep control over it. Don't have to wait for responses because everyone knows when to send over the info. So yeah, but then you just don't have any updates throughout the challenge, right? Like we're going a 2-week challenge and you're only going to get the 1-week update and the 2-week update. Is that what people want? ChatGPT can do it, but not for free. I mean, I'm willing to look into it to see if ChatGPT or Claude can do it. Maybe that's more feasible. Is there a Discord bot kind of thing? Maybe. I'm really coming to the realization that I know nothing about Discord. Gilfrad, who wanted to be in this challenge and it kind of got snubbed, has been doing a ton of my stuff on my Discord. He's been creating all these bots and he keeps getting surprised. Like, oh wow, you don't have like a command center? Oh wow, you don't have this bot? And I'm like, dude, I don't have anything. 6 months ago, I had like 400 people in my Discord and I ran it all by myself. Now at least we have Discord mods, but yeah, I just don't know much about Discord bots and what they can do. You can do every 3 days or 2. Well, I think that the self-uploading system makes the most sense because if I'm uploading, if I'm doing the scorekeeping, we're not doing more than 12 people. I don't mean that as like a rude thing. I just mean like this took a ton of time and this is stretching me to my limit. So I cannot update 100 people's scores, even if it's once or twice a week. A shared Google Sheet could work. I think we can build basically a better version of that because this is a shared sheet, right? I can copy this link and send it in the chat. You guys can go in here and input your scores. That's already a feature and we can add on and tweak onto this. I'm learning a lot with Claude about how to tweak and build these tools. So what we need to do is just build, here is the score entry for Corvis. Or here is a score entry for Billy Bob. Billy Bob goes in and selects which champion he has. He said, I'm Team Narma, and you submit your stuff. I mean, we can enter the Google info in a Google Sheet or something and have an actual check-in once a week or something. Well, I'm curious to see if it's possible to do an attachment, right? Because you guys were taking screenshots to verify, right? And I think that would be enough. So then I say here, submit your 8.04 million key, but then also attach a screenshot. So I just add an attachment dropdown, and you add that attachment. And then when I receive this, we have verification that it's you, so I can go through and troubleshoot anything. I'd probably just verify the top like 3 throughout the competition, and at the end I can verify everything. Again, I trust you guys. This is mostly a fear for when we do a full community challenge. You want a Donnie account to give away? I have an account at Ragecoat when I didn't get RAF. Sure. David, I don't know if you're on my Discord. But yeah, if you want to join my Discord and send me a message. Copy. Let me send my Discord link. And then we can also take a look at ShadowCon's account to see if anybody wants it. I think we're gonna need like 600 more energy to finish this. I'm not sure. No, not that much. 400 maybe. We got one here. That would definitely not. But the biggest thing is, like, if we're doing community challenge, let's just say ballpark 100 people. If only 60 people update their scores for that day, that doesn't bother me. If we're doing a 12-person free-to-play challenge and 4 people don't update their scores, that bothers me a little bit, right? Just because it's not remotely accurate when a third of your competition hasn't updated, you know? we can log out of your account and your account and your account. Done a lot of takeovers recently. Leo's account and your account. Okay. So let's log into Shadow Khan's Corvis account. Cool. David, I'll take a look at that once we're out of Shadow Khan's account. So 2 potential giveaways. I think only start of year, do the big one. Otherwise, I think the smaller one was great. So I agree that smaller in terms of like timeline, especially, but there was a lot of interest in the competition from the community. And I don't want to exclude anybody. Because if we only do 12 again, then I feel a little bit guilty saying no to some people. And what if some of you guys that were just in this challenge want to compete again? I don't want to say no to you. But then also, is it fair if I'm cutting off 6 people or 10 people who want to compete and letting you back in when you were just in the competition? Maybe I'm too sheltered, but if there aren't prizes, is anyone really going to cheat? Yeah. Less, for sure. And that's a big reason why I'm not doing prizes. First of all, the prizes weren't like super well received, not like in a bad way, but people just didn't particularly care what the prizes. I offered merch to somebody, they didn't respond. I offered an account takeover to someone, they just didn't respond. So I'm like, it doesn't bother me. I'm trying to do it to motivate people, but if they just want to play for a competition standpoint, that's great. But yeah, people will cheat for sure. And the bigger the challenge is, the more people will cheat. But I agree, it shouldn't be a rampant issue. Bedtime for me. See you, Zenchi. What? Wait, Donnie? I'm intrigued. Be gentle on me. Yeah, we'll look at the Donnie account next. So Corvis, 3-star Ascension. 200 Rock, 5-star Ascension is nice. Unfortunate. Tagoar. Some interesting gear pieces. Seeker. So, 1 or 2 things. Shouldn't Seeker be in your fastest gear? Looks like you replaced some of your best gear on Ezio. Who is your fastest champion? Ezio? Yeah, I mean, I can see why you didn't make much progression in the arena. I think with this account, I could be in gold. Especially with Ezio. But like Ezio, Seeker, Madame Saris, Corvis. Fastest, second fastest, nuke. Speed lead from Ezio. If you guys have other accounts you want to give away, like your free-to-play competition account, just screenshot that, send it to me in a DM, and I'll post it in that channel. Since I don't think they're super juicy, we won't do it on stream, but we can post it, golly, in the giveaway channel. Right, but that is what will keep it a thing. The want from the people that can, and maybe marble races to get in. Marble races to get in is interesting. You can do a team of links. That's the plan. So if we do a community challenge, it would be either I spin a wheel and assign everybody, or I think what will most likely happen is people will just pick. We guarantee that we have one person from each code. Right? So there is a Bambus, there is a Karato, there is an Elnarl, and then everyone else can sign up. And then I think from a scoring standpoint, it would be fun to see like overall progress, but it would also be fun to have competition. Again, I'm picturing 100 people. It'd be fun to have competition inside the link. Like, can you beat your fellow Narma competitors? Can you beat your fellow Bambus competitors? Can you have Elnarl, which sucks, but can you beat out the other people with Elnarl? Can you make, because I would think I would beat out most people with Karato. Kind of seeing like that. Top 5% get auto bids the next challenge. I like that. You do a bracket of sorts where 5 get the same champ length and do a larger challenge with the winners. It's interesting. So you would just compete against your own link code champions? That's interesting, right? So let's flesh this idea out. 12 codes, 5 competitors per code, 60 competitors. You're only competing against your fellow. So I have Bambus. I'm on Team Bambus. I'm competing against the other 4 people that have a Bambus start. We could do winner of every group gets into the big challenge, and they could all compete against each other. Could honestly cut like 5 of the codes. Yeah. I like the number 12 though. I like the 12 disciples. An even dozen. Start with just your own link, then move to everyone when the strongest of each is chosen. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I like that as a potential idea. I'm intrigued. Okay, let's take a look at this count. So, Juiciness, obviously Corvis to Unrock, great start. Tagoar, Seeker, Ezio, Fahrakin, also great. Aethel and Madame Saris is wonderful. They got 3 of the champions, maybe. Yeah, 3 of the champions for Diabolist. For Relic Keeper, Justiciar, that's his name. So we're right next to a Sacred Shard too. Does anybody in chat want this? If not, we'll post it in the Discord. I think this is solid, but I think this is kind of similar. Like, there's no pull here. That's just like huge. Hello, how long have you been playing? I guess almost coming up on 6 years. I started in like July of 2020. Also, realistically, you'd only have to overlook the final with the 12. Wait, what do you mean? Overlook the final with the 12. What is it? Oh, like run it. Yeah. 2-week challenge. Week 1 is worth the others your code. Week 2 at the top of each code continue. I think that's fair. Johansson, I like that idea. So again, this is a hypothetical we're fleshing out. 60 competitors, 5 of each code, and then the 5, like the top of each group, advances. So then it's another 12-week challenge, 12-person challenge like this, but it's a week for part 2, and then it's Team Bambus versus basically the captain of Team Bambus, right? So you've got. I'll transpose this. It's fine, we don't have to. Without being lazy. So we would have idiot. Five people per team, and then whoever was to win each group would advance and become the captains of said team and compete against each other for another week-long challenge like this. Johansson, yes. Final scores did go up. It's interesting that you haven't seen them. I guess because we didn't post them on Discord. Because Johansson is Team Bambus. So you might not know, guys. Chat, you might not know. Free-to-play leaderboard. You ready for this? Congratulations. Team Bambus was our winner. So no prize for you, but big bragging rights. First ever Sam the Raidman free-to-play week-long challenge. You're the winner. You crushed it, dude. Bambus. His name is John C. Congrats, Johansson. Glad you're able to join the stream just to celebrate. Yeah, you missed it. But second in Clan Boss, third in Arbiter, fourth in Arena, first in Dragon and Spider, tied for second or third, whatever it was, in 6 stars. It was big, dude. Yeah, the website's updated, but I mean, this is just the screenshot of that. Or not a screenshot, this is the website. But yeah, dude, we put in all the scores about an hour ago, and you won, dude. Congratulations, man. Basically, second, third, fourth, first, fourth. You earn points in 6 of the categories, which is big. That's very big, dude. You crushed it. Well, and then we were also arguing like Bambus, I think, is the champion. So this is my original ranking of them. This is my hypothetical new ranking of them. And Bambus, I think, has moved up the most of almost anybody, potentially ranking him at 4th. I was expecting Narmer Corvus top. I think a lot of us were too. Karato beat Tholen. I don't know who that is, but they need to be beat with oranges. Yeah, that's a little embarrassing. Definitely, you know, surprise. Okay, so yeah, what I'm thinking, I think this makes sense. Because week 2, I think Norma really starts to pull away in Clan Boss, right? You could start hitting Ultra Nightmare in week 2, potentially, with a good enough account. I think the longer the challenge goes, the more variability you add with like shard pulling. Because in 2 weeks, in a community challenge of 60 people, people will pull Legos. And big Legos, not Lady of Areth, like no offense, but like someone's going to pull Void Lego or something crazy and completely change the account. You're also going to have a week with Ezio, which is going to be big. I think that helps the Corvus account the most, or the complete non-poisoners the most. Narma is good, obviously, but I don't think she needs that much help if you're using a Narma Venomage start. Long term for the account is going to struggle without pulling poison or HP burn for CV progress. For sure. For sure. And I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think you played Bambus as the peak if anyone could play Bambus. I would argue I played Karato close to the peak if anyone could play Karato. Same thing with Dawn and Rathmatab. And a lot of the other people played as they should be, like an Ellen Arl, or Basilius or Manaya. And then some people they admitted that they weren't able to play as much as they want, so the results weren't as good as they wanted. Let's go. Hone with the gifted sub to Johansson. Congratulations. There is your prize. Thank you, Hone. You got a tier 1 sub, so thank you, Hone. I appreciate that. I mean, that's what happened in Hell Hades Challenge. Person who pulled Void Legos early win. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's part of why I don't want to do prizes, because I want this to be for pride to de-incentivize cheating. Offense taking my Raid Shadow Legends favorites. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think that's an interesting idea of how we can keep it as a community thing without the burden on me being super, super high. If you care most about the starter, implement a rule where the first 50 or 60s have to at least be 2 of the 3 of the code to eliminate someone pulling away very quick. Yeah, I think that the easiest way to do that is just your first 6-star has to be your starter Lego. A version of the challenge where you only use starter plus link plus promotion champions would better show off the power of the link. Yeah, we talked about some of that feedback that you guys gave earlier. I think I'm fine not doing another challenge that just focuses on the link. I like the idea of the teams, right? So, godly, my mustache is so itchy. I like the idea of the teams where you guys have to start with certain champions. I like the wheel madness of assigning Sam to Harvest Jack and Johansson to Bambus and stuff like that. I like that. But I think that like limiting somebody is not going to be a ton of fun long term, because it's going to get a little repetitive, you know? But yeah, I do agree that lucky shard pulls can skew things. But I think that if I want to continue like dialing in these ratings, we would just run the next challenge with a community and then ask people to submit in their ratings. What do you rate this guy out of 5? And then we can just add them to a composite to average those numbers out, right? Like when we added this right here, right? So this was based off of y'all's votes. I don't know if it'll let me make it much bigger. Yeah, because it's just going to get wonky formatting. But this was based off of the votes in Discord. If you had to rate all of the 12 champions. So let's compare this to my rating. Corvus, Narma, Tholen. That stays the same on both like the new and the old. Harvest Jack, Krokmar, Bambus. Harvest Jack, Krokmar, Bambus. Close. Not very close to this, right? Like that's when this is starting to move up a little bit. Really just Wither moving down. Wither, Manaya, Basilius. Wither, Manaya, Basilius. Wither up there. Manaya down here. Basilius down here. So a little bit of variation there. Eleanor, Rathmatab, and Karato. Again, Rathmatab and Karato pretty consistently at the bottom. But Eleanor definitely moving down a lot. So my new rating is pretty reflective of this. My old rating is not very reflective of this. Sam, are you still honoring the 50 subs to Ice Bucket? If not, you should remove that. I definitely should remove that. I didn't realize that that was up somewhere. Where is that up? Is it on Twitch? I don't see it on the stream. Oh, it shows on my sub. Okay. Hold on, please. Creator dashboard. Manage goals. Sorry, yeah, I need to show the Donnie account. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this thing. So I see like 15 more new subs to go, 15 more new subs to go, 35 out of 50 new subs, but I don't see the part where it says like, all right, let's just end that goal and see if that gives it away. In the chat. Yeah, I just don't see that anywhere. So I don't know what I'm missing, but maybe I can go back and watch the VOD. Okay. Did I grab a screenshot of this already? No. Okay, posted that one. We can log out of this one, take a look at the Donnie one. Did anyone else see that? When Hone gifted that sub, did anyone else see the whole like 15 more subs and Sam will do the Ice Bucket Challenge? Because that's old, and so I want to make sure that that's gone. That was for my celebratory stream of 5K subs on YouTube. Grab this Donnie account from David. All right, let's see which assassin we get. Wait, is it gone? That's awkward. Why would that not overlap? So do I get those crystals for the next event? Is that how it works? I better not just not get anything. That would be frustrating. I did not see it. I didn't either. Okay, yeah, let me know, hon. It's not like it's a big deal. But it'd be annoying if like 2 subs per thing. Like 2 subs per stream, and then I have to do an Ice Bucket Challenge in 3 weeks. Okay. So this is looking a little more juicy. I don't think the collab has ended, right? Because you still have the Ezio chase and stuff. Oh. Maybe you don't. But like surely you can still get the souls and stuff for them. But I guess that like got some free shards. Because like you can still like add them to the wish list and stuff. This is an interesting account. Yeah, just Mikey and Donnie. I don't think he'd be giving away a Leo account. And he said he raged this account when he It ends in a few hours. Interesting. Ezio Chase has ended today. Okay. So Expired, you said you're interested if you're allowed. Most likely, we're going to give this away on Twitch because Marvelous doesn't integrate with YouTube. New account won't get Ezio. He already started at will. Gotcha. Zika said he wants it. We'll do a marble race for this one because I think this is juicy enough. Mikey and Donnie is huge, right? Like potentially you have an unkillable team right here because there are Donnie Demitha teams that we're working on. Obviously you would need both to be booked. Donnie is booked. That's big. You booked Demitha, you've got a team. Check Raft Shards. Why, kid? I was free to play. Oh my lord, dude. 97. I can see why you quit. That's so frustrating. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, Expired. If you'll move over to Twitch, it's just twitch.tv/Sam the Raid Man. We'll do marbles. That is brutal, my man. But Revival Path is sweet too. If I'm playing a new account like this, I'm 100% buying the Revival Path and getting Elva. Elva's such a huge champion. We got a Deacon. Painkeeper. Do we have a Seeker? We have a Seeker. I'm trying to recall. I think Elva is just a straight up sub for Ares in the Ultimate Myth Air. $283 on a 0 turn delay. Yeah. So, I mean, Elva just straight up works in that team. Granted, you would need the books for Elva, but I think she's pretty nasty. Expired is here. What's up? What's up? WTF. Sell this man 3 Raphael fragments for $5. I agree. Okay, so I saw the goal too, and I removed the goal. So just to show you guys what Home was talking about, it said 35 out of 50, and then if you hover over, it says 50 subs for Ice Buckets. I removed the goal of the 50 subs, so that's gone. So I'm hoping that that's temporary what that one was. Yeah, this is a juicy account, so let's do a little marble race for this. Main account, that's frustrating. We have no energy. Let's do Cursed City. I think we're close. Maybe we fight Amius. Wow, excuse me. Can't lie, I would have rage quit too. Yeah, I don't blame him. So maybe we rebuild this in a minute once we give this guy away. FBI, open up! That's a big part. That was really cute.
He needs some milk.
Yep. Marbles. So yeah, if anyone is on YouTube and wants his Donnie account, it is just on Twitch. Sadly, that there's no like giveaways on YouTube. They're very backwards thinking when it comes to stuff like that. Just not with the times, you know. This Donnie account looks too similar to my favorite account. You definitely don't want another type of account that you already got. All right, exclamation mark play. We'll give everyone like 4 or 5 minutes. If you guys don't want the account but you want to race, you can still race and you can just pass it on to the next person. So I will join, for example. And then if I win, I obviously won't take it. So yeah, exclamation mark play on Twitch while I start getting this team ready for Amius. So we need 2 Savage pieces. This is the wrong build from the shot, isn't it? Okay. Is this better? Got accuracy at least. FDWWL, first time chatter, welcome. Damn, the race was pretty close. It was, yeah. FDWWL with the follow, or foul, F00, F0WWL. Or for me, exclamation mark death, that's hilarious. Marbles into a race for Hone is suicide. Isn't a race, it's suicide, yeah. So true. So Uugo, is God Secret Near in that team? I always forget which Cursed City rotation is what team. Yeah, it is God Secret Near and Uugo. I think I have a preset save for him. Kinda. Yeah, by disperception. That's so annoying. Let's just put him in a Wells gear. It's fast. Fast and survivable. Maybe this regen gear is better, actually. Darth Citrix, first time chatter. Welcome, welcome. How do I keep clicking on Doom Tower? It's Cursed City. Alright, so we've got that one ready. What do we got? 11 people in here for marbles. Anyone else? Voreal, who are you in chat? I apologize. Or who are you in the competition? I never remember people's names. Harvest Jack, I assume, so that's extra. Yeah. 28, 29, 30. You, me, and Harvest and Krokmar. Very close grouping there. Gotcha, yeah. The rest was pretty spread out. 26 Narm was close to us too. But yeah, I'm happy with 7th, dude. I didn't deserve any higher. Karato's too bad. Yeah, alright, let's do like a 2-minute countdown. Anyone else wants to join? We don't want to extend there, actually. I could have swore this was the Kaitis rotation, and it's just not. Honestly, we can take a stun. It's not the end of the world. Alright, 11 people. I'm going to start a timer on my phone simultaneously so I can play Amius, but not miss this. Join, start. 60-second countdown if you guys want to get involved. Exclamation mark play just on Twitch. We only have 24 people, but less than half of you are involved currently. Increased attack is unfortunate. Means his A1's gonna nuke harder than it would normally. I mean, I think it one key with just Donnie, Deacon, Mikey, Geo, and Tholen. Okay. That's fair enough. I mean, Donnie and Mikey are just such a big... Well, it's not always, though. It has fast CB. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a very good clan boss account, no question. All right. Good luck, everybody. This is for the Donnie Demitha account. Pretty juicy. Hopefully Hone doesn't die. Sam the Raidman bringing up the rear. Don in first. Darth Citrix in second. W Lex in third. Johansson in fourth. Maybe. Frogman's up there. Expired's up there. Don, Darth, Johansson. We're cooking right now. Don is killing it. Foul's up there. Frogman's up there. Jaconi's up there. Hone still alive, but bringing up the rear. Sam is in dead last, I think. No, Zico's in dead last. Darth Citrix takes first place. Darth Citrix just went backwards. What happened? I'm so confused. Oh my gosh. Frogman, Johansson. Johansson went backwards. Foul and Frogman. What is happening? Oh, there's these little posts that some people are hitting and going backwards. Frogman, foul. It's honestly a lot of people competing for this. We're seeing a lot of parity. It's changing. If I win, I'll take the account, just DM the info. I'll be back in a bit. Got it. Well, Zico, I have not seen your name, so... Zico, there he is. He's stuck. Zico's not winning this. Frogman, making it through. Looking good for Frogman. Jaconi, making it through. Foul, making it through. Johansson through. Yeah, I feel pretty confident Zico's not winning this account. He's in last. What'd you get for leaving? Foul and Jaconi. Johansson making it through. Ooh, Frogman's looking good. Currently the odds-on favorite. Expired says, I am cooked. And most of us are cooked. It says someone did die, so I don't know who. I assume it's Hone, but I haven't seen him die. Alright, Frogman, foul. There's a lot of items to hit here, though. I honestly think it's anyone's race. But it does look good for Frogman. Golly, there's not a lot of stuff to hit. Holy cow. Frogman lapped that crap, dude. Foul in second. Look at how far ahead these two are. First to last 7 times. Wow. Zico's currently in last. Who is dead? Hone's in 7th currently. I think you can hit this little square and bounce off like that. Expired is bouncing around. Hone. It's a tale as old as time, dude. I was holding out hope that you weren't going to die. Crap, am I going to get caught? I think I'm good. Dawn might get caught. Dawn versus the wall of fire. You got this. Sam fell off the map. Holy cow. So a ton of us fell off at the end there. Brother, I died. What the heck? Yeah. A ton of us died. I thought this was a pretty safe map. 7 of the 12 of us died. Dawn, Darth, Johansson, Foul, and Frogman won. So Frogman, are you here? He went crazy. Look at that gap, dude. 15 seconds between 2nd and 3rd, and then Donald at 249 in the back.
He needs some milk.
WLEX was the first one to die. I don't know what happened, dude. I want to like replay that and see where you died. I did not see you fall off. I just saw it said 11 out of 12, and I was like, nobody's finished yet. All right, Frogman is here and wants it. I will send you login details. Whenever I give away an account, unless it's my account, it's not up for me to change the email. That's up to whoever gave the account away. So this is David/Draven. And Frogman, what's your name in Discord? Because I gotta send it to you. So the frog sitting on the side, they pulled me back. Exactly, yeah. They teamed up with him. Alright, so we get A1 here. This is like one of the worst rotations for me. It's basically just Sify and Rhoda soloing, or duoing. And as great as Mashald is, this is just not his area. I think we A1 in the way to next round. Oh, Frog. That's easy enough. I probably could have guessed that. Well, there you go. GG's, everyone. That was fun. I love marble races. Sify being that fast is absolutely massive. Because him coming in here without... trying to stun us without us having block debuffs would be very painful. Quite literally. Gosh, we're going 3-1 against this boss. That's how fast Sify is. Okay, so now in heal reduction, I'm going to change the name, the Master of Death. That's so true. Death, Ugarbs. I actually don't want to extend that anymore. But yeah, let's beat Amius. Pull my Remnant and then maybe call it a stream. Because last time we pulled a Remnant on stream, we did pull a mythical, which would be sick. Because boy, do I want another mythical, because my mythical was disappointing. We would love to get that new mythical. Not disappointing, just not as good as I'd hoped. I guess I'd had unfair expectations. I would take a mythical, thank you. Yeah, me too. Me too, big dog. Who'd you pull? Can't be worse than mine. No, it wasn't that bad. It was just, I thought... So, I'm a big ninja guy. I've hit 1 billion damage on Hydra and Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss with Ninja. And so I had a 6-star soul waiting for Toshiro. And I was like, Toshiro is going to be like the key to like 2.14 billion. I'm going to get like the max Clan Boss damage without Mr. T. Pulled Toshiro, put the 6-star soul on him, and he was outperformed by Ninja with a 5-star soul. Like against Clan Boss, straight up, just Ninja is better, according to my testing. Like significant testing, not just like any amount, like significant testing. So he got the heal off. That's unfortunate. He's better for the coalition. Yeah, I think he probably is, and I think he's definitely better against Hydra. But Chimera, it's kind of a net neutral. He does bring in Leech, which is helpful. But specifically regular Clan Boss, he's just not better. I think with some of the RNG, because you know your damage can go up and down 10% with any hit. I think we tied his total team damage, but his damage was a little bit lower than Ninja's, but he's never surpassed it. I got all blues last time, open Primal, so I win. Well, I did too. I pulled 60 Primals on stream, on video, and got like some epics. So we've all been there. I was hoping more of that would be protected. Primals are a scam. I mean, they're not really. Like they're just that bad odds. There's nothing that's like sneaky or Plarium doesn't show you this or wants you to know this. Like it's just all terrible odds that none of us should be buying, but we all buy them. Like I agree they suck and they're a problem, but they're not a scam at all. The odds are, on average, what they're proposed. They're just not good odds. WLX man, good night. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. The odds are just so terrible that we should never ever pull them. Main account I've only pulled Mesmel and she's not in the vault, but yeah, Mesmel's not great. Has someone done the math on him? Yeah, lots of people have done the math on him, and I can just look at my account and see of the amount of primals that I've pulled, how many mythicals do I have, and it's pretty spot on accurate. It's like with pulling on 2X's, which I almost exclusively pull, and we've hit almost exactly what the rate is, maybe a little bit better. But it's just, you need to pull a crap ton of shards for you to see those numbers become accurate. So now we need the heal reduction to come in. We did it on stream not too long ago. Like we counted how many mythicals I have, because I have one from Remnant. Now I have 2 from Remnant Summons. I think I pulled 9 from Primal Shards, and I pulled roughly 900 or like 800 and something Primals. So you think Primals are one of the worst things they have brought? Yeah, I think so. I think Mythicals were a logical, I wish I could talk, logical progression in the game. And I think a lot of them have really cool kits. Designing the 2 form kits are awesome, especially the Mythicals that hit. The Mythicals that don't hit are very frustrating. But the Mythicals that are like awesome in 2 different areas because of their 2 forms, I think that's so cool. My feet hurt. He's still working again, Glizzy. He's about to flip, so we're not going to buff. Like I think a fun example of someone who's cool but not broken is Androck. Androck on his primary form is a buffer with turn meter increase, and he's awesome. And you flip him and he's a debuffer with turn meter decrease, and I think he's awesome. Like I think he's just cool, and both kits are designed so well to be like the antithesis of each other, which is fun. Most of them look amazing. So there are plus sides to it, but I think it makes the buying and selling market worse, which Plarium says they have this big issue with, but I don't feel like they're doing much to stop it. So that's a little bit confusing. But yeah, I mean, I just think from the sheer greed of it, it's one of the worst things that Plarium has done. And the pricing system is just egregious. I also think that the way to get them in games is lacking. Pretty much have to play live arena, and even that is not a great way to get them. Or not a reliable way to get a lot of them. We should have just built Mashald with the optimizer. He's dying too much. Those extra turns start to really come back and bite you. We did buff too early, so that's on me. I'm trying to read chat and also talk. But see, now we're not going to get our heal reduction out. How many do you get free to play on average? You know, I do not know like the actual math for that. Definitely not as much as you would want. I think even with increased speed, we're not going to get a turn, but we can try. Nope. Frustrating. I mean, it also just depends because like live arena is a much more in-game mode. Gosh, I should not have buffed there. I'm really not thinking about this Amius fight, which is why we're 15 minutes in and a quarter of the way in. Boozer has a video on it. Okay. Hey, brother, God bless you. Well, God bless you as well. Thank you for hanging out. Ballpark, I would think 30 maybe. That seems a little high because that's almost 3 a month. And if you're doing live arena every day, maybe. Who ended up winning? I'm assuming Hone died. Yeah, Frogman won, and Hone did die. Correct. Came across a Reddit post that talked about the account selling market issue. Apparently, their parent company settled a case about account selling, making the account have money value and violating a lot of states, countries' gambling laws. Interesting. Sorry, is that like a newer thing that says they're going to crack down on it more? Is that what you're saying? Ooh, Amius, I agree. Is my least favorite boss in the game. But I agree. I mean, I think account selling is an issue. They might get if they get taken to court. Gotcha. Yeah, I think one of the things, unfortunately, they probably will crack down on if they're going to get any more strict about this kind of stuff is account giveaways, which I do all the time. We're very strict about no trading or selling, but we give away accounts clearly all the time. I want to learn how to do Cursed City, do all the rotation, have meta champions. Yeah, I mean, you have to have a very developed roster to do Cursed City consistently or very good gear. Otherwise, they will turn a blind eye since it's tied to the whale market. That is true, but I don't think it's like inherently tied to the whale market. I think there's just a lot of crossover. Doubtful, too expensive to gain nothing. Well, I mean, I think that they would stop losing as much, right? Because right now, obviously I'm not promoting anything. I'm very against buying and selling accounts. But right now, from a strictly monetary standpoint, like I might do this pay to win competition, right? Where I spend, up to $300 in game per month. That is not the smart way to start your account. If you want the best start, you would spend $100 and buy a stacked account. Like that would just be the best start that you can do from a purely monetization standpoint. And so Plarium would get less money out of people that way if they're buying accounts as opposed to just spending the money in game. Boozer says 180 is a max you can get per year. That's a ton though. F3P. Possible because Plarium just give all meh champion for shards. Yeah, I mean Shard Lux is brutal. With everything with shards, it just takes a lot to really get the results you want. I'm bouncing for night. See you, Glizzy. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck at work tomorrow. Why Plarium are copy striking videos that mention? Interesting. Interesting. I I just read like the first line of it, but it makes a lot of sense. Gonna collect all the bad champions at this point. That's unfortunate. But you lose the charm of starting a new account. I agree, and that's a big part of why I'm against it, because I just don't think it's a very fun, authentic experience. Like the feeling of pulling any Lego, much less a good Lego, on a brand new account is unbelievable. Talk about a dopamine rush. The feeling of me pulling Toshiro wearing that stupid hot dog costume on my live stream is one of like a top 5 feeling I've had in Raid. And I would get 4% of that max if I buy an account that has a Toshiro on it. There's nothing. You know, hidden puberty. Yeah, so I think it's sad and unfortunate. To me, it's like buying a PS1 memory card with a save halfway through Final Fantasy VII. Like, sure, I could beat it and see the ending, but half the fun is playing through the whole game. I agree. 48 remnants is a ton, too. Definitely more possible now. The only good one was Armand's, and now going to be useless or hard to use. And definitely not useless, but just not as scalable into the end game. 17%, and then you'll get to Mercy for primals. What are we talking about? Was that answering a question? Hard Mercy and Void to get Supreme KO. And now again, it's almost Mercy again. Yeah, I feel like Voids, I almost always hit Mercy. It's unfortunate. The appeal to buying, in my opinion, is you know what you're getting versus just playing on RG. Again, I understand the mathematical logic of buying an account. That's not what I'm debating. I'm just saying the experience is not going to be all it's cracked up to be. Oh, got you. 180s, even if you get every possible free-to-play Primal Shard, you're still not guaranteed towards Mercy. You're 83% of the way towards Mercy. Yeah, so the most sweaty free-to-play grinders are not guaranteed a mythical year. I think that makes sense, and I believe that. See you, Johansson. Congratulations. Thanks for hanging out, my man. I have one opinion. I think I buy shards have more chance of Lego. I mean, that's true. The more shards you buy, the better chances you're going to have of pulling a legendary. That's just simple math. People don't want to play catch up and just want to be able to play. Yeah. I'm low spend like $10 every 4 to 5 months. That's a great way to be. I am seriously considering dipping my spending. 2026. Gem cards. I'm trying to get to a point where I can farm all the remnants in a month. Nice. Yeah. The daily gem pack I'll buy every month. It's unbelievable value. But I'm trying to save my shards and buy less shards. That's the biggest area I'm trying to cut. You see free to play always go to Mercy and people that buy. No, that's not true. That's definitely not true. That's a very common misconception. Like I've been accused more times than you guys can count of having content creator luck. And there's a video where I pulled primal shards and I pulled 3 mythicals and people are like, this is every content creator. You have the craziest luck in the world. And I'm like, for sure, crazy luck. First one was Mercy. Second 2 were very lucky. But before that video, I'd pulled 230 shards or 220 shards, whatever it was, to get to Mercy. After that video, it took me 180 shards to get another mythical. So it just happens. Like luck comes and goes. And what happens is the more shards you pull, the more you see of both. You see more good luck streaks, like 3 mythicals and 60 shards. And you see more bad luck streaks of 180 to 200 without a mythical. And so you just don't, content creators just don't post those bad streaks, but they post all of those good streaks. So it just appears that way, but it's 100% not true. It's simply a statistical numbers game. It all depends. Some people might not find early game funny while others think it's the best. I agree. Yeah. I just feel like from what I have seen and heard, a lot of people who buy accounts are leaving the game earlier than the people who've earned their way to, or played their way to the end game. I'm very unlucky with Voids. Yeah. Voids feels like they're the ones where they're eluding me the most, the champions I want. Once I'm back at work, I'm probably going to start just buying the gem pack and the energy pack. I think that makes sense. I think that's a very good place to be in the game. Oh, he's going to get stunned now. That was stupid of me. Should have just extended with Godseeker. Because he's going to stun Mashald, and then Mashald, he's going to get a heal off. Unless we can lap him, we do have increased speed. But it seems unlikely to me. I would be okay with $300 monthly limit if I had a job and regular income. Yeah, that's potentially what I'm considering for my pay to win series. Let's go. All right, big. Maybe we can get him next rotation. There's already been a 23-minute fight. My goodness. Or have the worst luck in 14 months. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just tough. My void pulls thus far have been Enithwi, Ursuga, and Adupia Carl. Very unfortunate. Ooh, I forgot about Soul Reap. Well, we can't get him now. Especially with that, but that might be okay. Brimstone would help a lot in this team. Honestly, we should switch Rotos to Brimstone since it's not like he's being used in the arena anyways. I've yet to fight this boss. I can never get all 3 keys. That's crazy. I mean, it's just a wide account for Cursed City. I like the way they did Santranos a lot better. How long are you planning for the pay-to-win series? I think we'll start with a month and then see. I think a lot of people watched Tairaku's series the first week and they were like, dude, this is so fun and so hype. And it was. But then I think a lot of people stopped watching it because they were like, the final message here is spend a ton of money, beat the game. And that's not super fun content for anybody. So at the very least, we're dialing back some of the spending, right? And I think when you reach a certain point, you kind of just stop focusing on that. We're not going to have big... The first month, we're going to zoom through things, right? But then the second month, we're not going to be progressing as much. So unless I'm just going to focus on live arena and in-game Hydra and Chimera, it's just not super compelling to me. I got a Mercy every time the other Lego that don't go to Mercy was Chamaria. Got it very early, went. That's unfortunate. I've acquired multiple accounts from former players and through giveaways. It's a bit of a refresher from just grinding on main account. I agree. And I've had fun playing on accounts that, I mean, shoot, you have given me or Marcus has given me or other people have donated to me. I've still got that Klazag account, which I find a lot of fun and enjoy playing. I get it. And I think that the buying and selling market, if it has a place, is a great place for... Let's see if we can finish him off here. Let's go. That's block revive anyways. It wouldn't even matter for form. Big dubs. We can sell that. Look at these flat stats. Flat stats. 5-star. 5-star. Are we going to keep any of these? I guess we'll keep the accessories. Maybe we reroll that. That's unfortunate. All right. Wish me luck. 1 Remnant Summon. Can we go mythical? I think we pulled one since the stream and we didn't get one, but this would be the back-to-back one stream. Mythical is pulled from Remnant Summons on stream. Should I throw on the hot dog costume? Maybe not. Maybe so. It's an epic. Should I throw on the hot dog costume? It's Galapo. Krogmar's buddy. Got real boring. Tairaku's got really boring because spinning was legit baby Kraken level spending. I agree. I mean, just when you have 4 champions with Legos, good Legos with 5-star souls, day 2, I stopped watching after video 2. Granted, I watch a lot less YouTube than most people. Tramaria is underrated. Nice. I do not have Tramaria. I enjoy my main and one alt the most because my main is my main and the alt has Fabian, which my main doesn't. Streamer luck, exactly. There you go. I'm going to post a clip tomorrow on people like streamer luck. Try to drop 3,000 to 5,000 a month. Yeah, I mean, that is just unbelievable to me. My focus would be, which I haven't received a message from Warrior, so I don't think it's starting tonight. And at this point, I'm just not staying up that late. My focus on a pay-to-win account would be, if you're going to spend money, what should you spend it on, right? So... we can start working out a little baby budget too. Gem pack every month, right? That's the easiest one out there. Every single month is going to be a gem pack purchases. My Sacred Luck is okay. I pulled a Python, Thor, Granite, Wallmaster, Ruella, Helicath for the notable pulls. Those are awesome. Just Void is pain. Yeah, Void is pain for most people. Most paid one account is probably like 200 primals for 2x. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Gem pack and maybe energy pack. I don't. What is the energy pack? I don't even buy that. Should I be buying that on my main? Oh, someone logged into their new account, which is totally fair. I just wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't logged out. Energy pack. Is that like this one? That is pretty juicy. Maybe I should be buying that. I feel like I mostly just use gems for energy, but maybe I switch to that and stop buying as much like shards. These are all earned shards, I think. Maybe some of these ancients are left over from a pack where I bought like a few of each. I wasn't saying for you, I was just saying like overall, one dude I saw was 3 months into account with 7 mythicals. Yeah, that's crazy. Primals is for sure the past like 6 months to 9 months is the main place where I've spent my money. So I have a lot of mythicals. What's that? 13, 6, 9, 12, 13 mythicals. Remnant Summon. And Remnant Summon. Fusion. Free. So then of the 13 we pulled, 3 were from Fusion, Remnant Summons, and 10 were from Shards. And I probably spent around 900 primals, I would say. I have 0 mythics, 2 epics from Mikage, and 75 fragments from Empress. Empress will come quick, and Empress is huge. So, man, I just want Senna, Mikage, Lazarius, I mean, I'll be happy. It's a big ask, though. So many red. So what I will say is this, and I don't mean to be a downer, but I want to be a realist. Just chasing mythicals is not the way to enjoy this game, because a lot of these mythicals were some of my most wanted, and now they never get used. And it's not that they're bad. It's just that they're not needed, or you get to a certain point where your account is developed and they don't make a difference. So Gizmac, for example, has a wonderful kit and is account changing for 95% of players. I would argue him in the 5% of players where he was not account changing. And I can use him places, and I do use him in some places. But he particularly recently got nerfed in the arena with Mercurial and Polymorph. And he's just not very good in the arena now, so he's just a PvE champion. And anytime I've tested him in Clan Boss, in Cursed City, in other areas, he has been disappointing. Granted, that's me, right? I get that. That's not going to be 95% of players. Same thing with Toshiro. Gangbuster, unbelievable champion. Does not outdamage my ninja in Clan Boss. And barely outdamages my ninja in Chimera. He does pretty significantly outdamage my ninja in Hydra. But this is a mythical with a 6-star soul. That is a diamond in the rough on top of another diamond in the rough. Like, that's so crazy. So, first lesson to take away from that is gear matters more than your champions. Because, like Hone said, they need so much gear to build them well. Because if you build a Androck with meh gear, you're gonna be like, why is this dude rated so high? He's not very good. Or you need books, right? Like ask Hone how he feels about Joan. Gizmac's a freaking Ice Golem though, for sure. And they're great champions. And if I wanted to speed up my Ice Golem, potentially I could shave some time off with Gizmac. But it's like I'm not farming Ice Golem that much for it to matter, for him to merit good gear just to save me 20 seconds to run 100 times a month, you know? I think any mythic, depending on your account size, is account changing. Sure. If you're very early game, some of them I don't think will change it for long. But yeah, even just getting a 6-star champion in your account would be big. Let's not ask Cohen, he might cry. Fair enough. Forgot a lot about Lady of Wrath. I love Lady. She's such a sleeper champ. You're the second person in stream to give hype to Lady of Wrath. What decides what mythic I want depends on what good souls I have from them. I agree. That's part of why Toshiro was so highly in demand for me, is because I had the 6-star soul waiting for him. Versus Aphodus, with a 6-star soul would be nasty, but look at the gear that's sitting on Aphodus. Yeah, Nice is one of those champions that holds up. But the rest, Siegfried holds up. I would say the rest have all disappointed me in some way or the other. I'm the first stay in your lane, Lady Earth is mine. That's hilarious. Like, I have a 6-star Garrow Soul, 5-star Androck, and 4-star Mezimel. So yeah, those would be more exciting. Because without a soul, like Sigfriend for a long time was bad. For me, with a 1-star soul, he's better, but he's still not amazing. And like with a 6-star soul, he becomes like, wow, that is a mythical. Right now, gets 0 arena play. He's a minnow farmer, a campaign farmer, and he's in Faction Wars. So we're gonna drop a really deep message before we end the stream. When it comes to end game, you're always gonna be behind because you can never spin to keep up with everyone else. You're never gonna have as many mythicals as them. You might have your Sigfriend with a 6-star soul and be like, let's freaking go, I'm set. But then you're in the arena going against a +4 Sigfriend in 9-piece Mercurial, right? With a 6-star soul. And there's always going to be people that are ahead of you on the account in terms of the champions and the souls and things like that, the relics. Gear, same kind of thing. You're always going to be chasing people. The people with the best champions typically have the best gear. But that's more under your control. So it makes more sense for me to chase gear than it does to chase champions and chase souls. But yeah, I would just say focus on your account, focus on your gear, focus on getting souls for your champion. Just like, what can you make? How can you improve your account? And how can you stop like comparing what other people have? Because that's how it was for me. It was like, man, I really want this mythical. Man, I really want this mythical. And I get them, and it just doesn't change that much. You know, Androck did not change my account. Gizmek did not change my account. Calamitous did not change my account. Oh, I forgot that Carnage was free. So we have only pulled 9. Yeah. Anyways, let's find someone to raid. We're down to 15 on Twitch, but let's see. Let's find someone to raid. I think Niklaus was live earlier. I don't know if he still is. Who is up raiding? Yeah, Niklaus is live. Let's go ahead and raid Niklaus. Oh, PJ just went live? We can raid PJ. I'm down for that. Yeah, Niklaus might be done soon, so let's raid PJ, who just started his. Yeah, thank you guys for all hanging out. We will put new information out when we have new information for the free-to-play. I appreciate all the involvement and support. Obviously, videos still coming out every day. Streaming, I think for now, we're just coasting at 1 a week, which will be Wednesdays. What is best grind for Fire Knight? I mean, it's kind of tiered. It's 20, 25, and then hard. Kind of whatever you can beat. Whatever you can beat at 100%. Cool. Let's go raid PJ. Say hey to him, and then I will peace out because I still got to record a video and it's 11. So hard one's better than 25. Yeah, but not by a lot. But yeah, you just get that chance at mythical gear. So if you can beat hard 100%, then I would. Cool. Peace out, everyone. Thank you all for hanging. And have a good night.
Free, hit it.